Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another week of High Ground Live. We are happy to be here. We're going through a little rebranding process. We hope y'all like it. And what's up, bro?
Not much. More branding coming soon. I'm working on
Yes.
stuff for the website, making it better for you guys. What's going on, Dan? My Skate World, Richard, Stray Kid. What's going on? History of the Reloaded. Well, I'm a big fan of Reloaded. What's up,
Yeah.
Bobby? You can see back which way back there. I have my Reloaded loading screens.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really like those. In
Bobby,
fact,
what's
I
up,
have some
yo?
at PSA.
Yeah.
What do you want to know, Dan, about the Reloaded? Like when it came out? It came out right after series or right before series 2. It was only released in the UK, like the Italy print. I think you went on mute, Rob. You there?
Oh yeah.
So
My
it
bad,
was
yo.
it was only in like Italy and UK areas. So I mean, they printed the crap out of it, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and there was no like short print cards. So it was almost like everything had the same print number, pretty
Yeah.
much. But there was a lot of different cards. Yo, Dill, I'm glad you're here today. I need you to message me your address. I've got a pack of cards for you, man. You won cards and you never sent me your address. And then
Uh,
people who won last week, I shipped them out today. Sorry, been a
oh,
little
I
bit.
gotta get I forgot to ask you for Mac's address. I gotta get Mac's out.
Okay, Matt Price.
No, Mac Dowling. Do you have his address?
No, I don't think if Mac Dowling. I don't think I have his address, so he needs
Oh,
to
for
reach
real?
out to
Okay,
you
well,
then.
yeah. I thought you would have it, but didn't he win one from your side too? Didn't he win
Mm,
two?
I don't think so. I've
Mm,
shipped all
all
mine
right.
out.
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot of rookie cards and Reloaded. If we're talking about rookies,
Mhm,
like their first appearance.
mhm,
Renegade Raider is the big one. If you do not
mhm.
have a Renegade Raider card, you are sleeping.
Yeah.
Um, what's up, Black Ash? I mean, Renegade Raider in a 10 is going to be a major card. Even though they
Mhm.
printed so many of them, like what maybe I'd say the ones that are possible to make a 10 is like 1 out of 15,
Right.
something like
Right.
that. 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 15
Right.
have the possibility of making a 10. The other ones are like,
Yeah.
no.
And then Wayne is
What's
in
up,
here.
Wayne?
Yo, what's up, Black Ash?
Wayne's not worried about the reloaded
Yeah.
Renegade Raider, I
Yeah. He
guess.
don't. He don't. He don't have to worry about the Renegade Reloaded at all.
He's that secret raider. That's what we're going to call it.
There you go. That less than a dime a dozen.
I'll trade
I'm
you one
getting
of my
less than
auras
that.
for that Renegade Raider, Wayne.
Man. Nah, that but yeah, it's a lot of rookie cards in there. Like for cards that even possibly could come in series 4 whenever that happens, like a Meowscles, it's all in there for sure.
Oh, Meowskulls. Who else? Oh, there's one that people are
Hmm.
sleeping on in Reloaded. Crap, I'm blanking on the name. The snow one. You'll remember. The really sweaty skin.
Oh, Nagops?
Nope. The one that with the snow gear. Oh my gosh, Black Ash. You know what I'm talking about, but you probably don't want to tell people. Um, the really sweaty snow skin.
Snowskin?
Someone help me out here. I'm like this. Oh my gosh, Fortnite snow. Completely blanking.
Ice King, Ice King, yeah, Ice King is up right now.
The female version of Alpine Ace. Which one was it?
Oh, Mogul Master.
Yeah, Mogul Master. Yeah, I just found it too. So if you guys don't know about Mogul Masters, one of the sweaty skins of Fortnite,
Hmm.
which I have no idea why.
Yeah,
I'm like the only person who hates this skin.
that was a try hard skin. That was before the sweat tag back then. Back in the day, it was the most expensive at that time, and this is when selectable styles were separate. Like you don't get all of those. You got to buy each one of them.
So this is in Reloaded, and it's not in any of the other sets, just like Renegade
Yeah,
Raider. We have some other like there's a lot of rookies in there.
yeah,
Meow schools like I think the ones that didn't come out in series 3 are super important because like there would be like 1 or like 2 years before.
hmm
Like
hmm
Midas came out pretty recently after it because it was Reloaded series 2 then Midas.
yeah,
But like for series 4, we might see Mogul Master.
yeah,
But like 3 sets apart is kind of intense.
yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those places where if certain cards get too high, you can kind of find an opportunity and reload it. I take that back. You can find a lot of opportunity and reload it.
I like it. It's one of the most
Yeah.
It's one of the right. We're like really well positioned to take advantage of it, and I think
Mhm.
eventually there's just not going to be any good. You have to preserve these.
Mhm.
Like they're not going to stay in good condition. So unless you move now, they're going to be really hard in the future.
And they're not the easiest to get, like, to actually
No, then
purchase and
because they're
get to
not in
it.
the U.S., you have to
Yeah,
order them from overseas.
yeah, and, especially, like, the loading screen cards. The loading screen cards to me is probably one of the and obviously, Dylan, you know
Hmm.
this better than I do. You've invested pretty heavy in it, but, the loading screen cards is just one of those things that's a hollow. I can see down the road those really being one of the cards that's sought after.
100%. Especially like because some of these are people's loading screens, so like they
Yeah,
see this every match.
right,
So
right.
like if there's one that's really popular, like the rocket ride,
Mhm.
I think that can like shoot up in a 10.
And this is when like loading screens were like legit a part of the battle pass. It's a little different
Hmm.
now. There's still loading screens in the battle pass, but it doesn't have the same feel as back then when the loading screens were a part of the
But
battle pass. You had
most of these are OG loading screens,
right, right.
so I feel like they mean a lot more. There is a news for season 4. If you guys want like spoilers for what's coming up, it is not a Marvel season.
Right.
Um, there were people who thought it was going to be, but it's not. But there will be a Marvel skin.
Mhm.
Was it Spidey Gwen?
Spider-Gwen. Yeah.
She's gonna be in the battle pass. We don't know what level yet, but
Mhm.
we heard confirmation that she was in the battle pass, which I'm excited for. That's the skin I
Yeah.
wanted because
No,
I like
first
the female skins.
Yeah, first of all, that movie is is iconic. That was one of the best ones. I'm glad that Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales is going to end up. Miles Morales won't be in the battle pass. He'll probably be a item shop skin, but Spider-Gwen in the battle pass, that's gonna be a sweaty skin, bro. For sure. It definitely is gonna be a sweaty skin.
All right, so one of the biggest leaks that we got for season 4 is this image, and this
Mhm.
kind of ties into the story too. So this is Paradigm,
Yeah.
and when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, she fell in water," but that's not water.
Yeah.
Some kind of like liquid. And
Mhm.
I was talking to Rob about this, and I this looks like Chaos Agent's liquid.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Now
what I was feeling.
now mind you, on if Dylan is right, he's going to be super right because actually nobody has brought this up. Like I check Twitter pretty heavily. Nobody's really brought this up that connecting it to Chaos Agent. So it definitely looks like that type of goop, and if that's the right word or
Well,
goo,
yeah,
whatever.
because look, it kind of spins
It,
over. It's not a splash. You see how it's
right?
like this is coming over.
Yeah,
So it's
and
almost like she's drowning in some kind of liquid, and it looks like Chaos Agent. And Chaos Agent is known for creating skins or like
yeah,
transforming skins,
yes.
and it's about to be Halloween.
Hmm.
So I think Paradigm's going to come back, or maybe all of the 7 as
Well,
like alternate versions, like loop versions, evil versions of the 7,
yeah,
maybe.
because that's I won't say confirmed. It's a strong rumor
Hmm.
that it's gonna be a hero version and a villain version of each battle pass skin. Uh and Dr. Sloan is potentially, from what I've heard, dead, right?
Hmm.
But it could be a hero snapshot. They said Foundation, obviously Paradigm. So this battle pass is probably gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
Like,
like brain cell, like Mercury
yeah.
or whatever you just said, adamantium, manium.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to say that.
I tried. I messed up already.
Matt, what's up, bro?
What's going
Yeah,
on,
that
Matt? I sent your the card you won out, the sticker. So you should get it next week. Yeah, so I'm excited to see. I'm excited for this season. It's
yeah.
going to be a lot of story because we haven't got anything for the summer. They were on
Mhm,
break,
mhm.
so we're going to get a lot of hints to the story. Um, Paradigm's getting a lot
She's
of
getting a
action.
lot.
How's her
Yeah.
card doing? I haven't even looked.
It's not too many. She's had a couple sales over the past, like, 2 months, I think. It's still a card that I need to get. But I have a friend in here that has a couple paradigms and,
Oh,
he should be he should be
there
looking
is a
out. You
PSA
know what I'm
nine.
talking about. Yeah,
There is a PSA 9 on eBay.
yeah. So that one's been sitting there for a minute too. Um, yeah, Paradigm is definitely.
She's been getting a lot of talk in the
if
comics.
if you want me to be honest, I am doing a storyline video, but uh Paradigm and Singularity is up there for me. And obviously I know I have a bias to this. Singularity is one of my favorite cards in series 2.
She's evil now.
Yeah, and I love that. I
You
love
like
the
that?
I like villains a lot. Obviously, like I like Doctor Sloan. I liked even when I thought Midas was like completely
Or
a
I should
villain.
say she works for the evil
Yeah,
people. She
she's
might not be because Jonesy wasn't evil.
yeah, she's straight offensive antagonist. Let's just say
She's
that.
an
Yeah,
antagonist. There we
yeah,
go.
yeah. You know,
I figured my escape world. That's what it was from. I just couldn't pronounce it. I can't read. Ask my wife.
yeah, no, but that's gonna be first of all, can we talk about Zero War issue 4? We didn't do a video
Yeah.
for this, but Zero War issue 4 was great. It was great to say the least.
So I thought we were going to see Geno.
Yeah.
Spoiler alerts. Spoiler alerts. Five,
Yes.
4, 3, 2, 1. No
There we
Geno in
go.
the comic.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in the 5th comic. So is there enough pages in the 5th comic for them to even have a real fight?
30. So there's 10 more pages than is the first issue and the last issue both have 30. I guess you can go back to issue 1 and see if and fill it and see if you can get enough of a fight in there. But I think so. I'm interested to see how this plays out.
I mean, I don't think we're going to defeat Geno in this book though.
Oh no, no.
So like he
Well,
can't just have a first appearance and then just dip out.
well,
Like
super spoiler alert. All right. It's assumed and has been said by leakers that 3 people die.
Yeah, and they said it was not Sloane
And it was not Sloan. Well, Sloan was not included in the other 2.
in the other
So
two.
yeah, so supposedly Sloan dies, and then there's 2 other ones that die. And if I had to pick a 7, unfortunately, my bad, scientist, I rock with you, bro. But I hope it's the scientist and nobody else. Um, or it could be the visitor.
Or the what about
Rest in peace.
Origin? Because I feel like he doesn't do anything either.
Yeah, yeah, that's
What is the point of the Origin? I can't remember.
well, he was originally the Cube King, right? Wasn't he originally the Cube King? He
Oh
was.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he has a pretty in-depth story, just really hasn't been anything yet. I
Yeah,
guess that's the
Gunner. I think he died too.
okay, so maybe I would be happy with that. I'll
Yeah,
take
that's
Gunner
kind of a thing. So 2 villains, Gunner
and
and
one hero.
Sloane, and then I mean,
Who
who
could
would
it
y'all
be
want?
though? Yeah, who do y'all want?
Who was in the fight though? What if it's like one of the 7?
That's what I'm saying.
What if it's the Order?
That would suck. That would suck bad.
Because we get so much backstory for the Imagined, right? So we starting to
Yeah.
like her, right?
I get you.
And then they
Yeah,
split up. They made the point in the beginning of the comics for them to split up,
that's a fact.
right?
That's a
And
fact.
so they said they need us. Be careful. They need us. And then she dies, and then the Imagined comes to save. I think that's what it is.
First of all, my
God dang! Don't do that to me. Where you want the Foundation to die?
no, okay, so
Give the Rock his moment. Give him his moment.
let's go back to the order real quick, because Dylan, that makes a lot of sense. The reason why, if y'all didn't see the leak pages, I won't say it on here. I mean, we can maybe pull it up eventually, but the order was getting choked out by Geno.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what's going, but the order does make a lot of sense. She
Right?
does. She does.
Because
She
we
makes a
didn't
lot
get
of
that
sense.
much of a backstory for her.
Yeah.
No offense, I don't really like her that much. I like the Imagined a lot. So like, if we give the Imagined even more reason to
Yeah. It gives you
like,
that. It gives you that feeling like a horror movie when you know that person is gonna die, and it's like it's happening, and
because
then
we don't need 2 super powered people in the
right,
7.
right.
Like the Imagined, I mean, we don't need them both. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm calling it. I'm putting the order.
That's a
You guys heard it here first.
that's a good call. That's why I'm time stamping it.
Yeah, you got to
That's a-
timestamp that. We'll
yeah,
see.
that's a good
So
call.
comic wise, which cover are you picking up for number 5 that you think? None of these speak
By the
to
way, Dylan,
me besides
I
this
know
one.
this is business stuff, Dylan, but I figured out what we did wrong.
Okay.
we got the ratio variance at 5, but it's 4. The
Okay. Which
that's what
ones?
the
These
Daredevil
2?
one and then She-Hulk. Yeah, that's what
So
happened.
these are for number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dog, I'm gonna have to do my
I was
short. I'm gonna have to do my short over. I got them backwards. Anyway, that's besides the point. So go
so
say what you're saying.
I was saying I was trying to figure out which variants are going to be really big for
Yeah.
Geno's first appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Uh,
guessing just this one cuz none of these speak to me.
no, they don't. I agree.
But
I
we've
would
had
say
so
the main
many
that's
we've had so many like this for the Zero War.
but you Dylan, that's just like 0 Point though. If you
Yeah.
we forget about it so much, 0 Point kind of had that feel where it was like a lot of them had that same cover, but I do like that cover A a lot. So that's a good one, and obviously the Dino Mustard one, but definitely cover A is going to be the one for the Geno issue.
Now, I love this one over here by Donald Mustard. I just wish it was a Fortnite character.
Yeah.
Like, if we had the
So
Imagine on top of all of them.
I know, right? So my escape world, uh, that the Dino Mustard is the 1 of 25, and then the fish stick one is the 1 of 50. The fish stick and
This one. I'll update
yeah, that's the
this
1 of 50.
this week and try to figure out what's going on with this list I have wrong here. This is the 1 of 50 right here.
Yep. Yep.
I know. I'm hoping they release one last minute because
I know, like one more,
I'm hoping
like
they're
just
just
one
like
more.
keeping it secret because they don't want to
Mhm.
show Geno yet.
Yeah.
Like if we can get one with Geno on it, that'll be the one to get. I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 8 Ball in this cover too. I have to look in this one. 8 Ball's getting some
Yeah.
more showtime.
This second printing is dope though. They took it out the book. That one is pretty dope.
Show it again. Oh yeah, that is a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. I got 8 balls in that one too.
Another news. Did you pick anything up? We forgot to ask because I picked up.
No, I know you
I've
did
been
though.
waiting. I've been waiting for this card for a while. With someone in
Yeah.
the community hooked me up.
I know you did though. That wild card, man.
This is a PC card of mine. I finally have back,
Yeah. That's a big one.
and I did pick up the female version from the crew pack.
My escape world.
She's not as freaky as Imagine, so she can go. She won't get as much playtime in the movies. I feel like. I mean, the
Yeah.
Imagine has a lot of personality.
Okay, but who is possible second? If it's not the order, who do you think it would be?
I
If
mean,
it's
she's
not
my
the order.
pick. Paradigm. We have the leak with her hands
Mhm.
coming out of the water, or
Mhm.
whatever the heck it is. Mercury, Chaos Agent Spit. I don't know.
Ah.
I think it's her. So with Chaos Agent, the other leak we have. So I wanted to show when we were talking about that. So
Yeah.
here's the hand thing again here. So this is on
Mhm.
Shield. So they do this all the time.
Yeah.
They've been playing this for a while. This was in the battle pass. And here's the hand again.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Actually,
interesting.
this whole thing's like telling a story almost. So the
Mhm.
hand's reaching up to some kind of. It almost
Geno.
looks like Geno.
Yeah, that look like Geno. Huh.
It's telling some kind of story here. I
For
don't know
sure.
what. I hear you. She won't die because of that.
And that's
That's a
still on
good
the
point.
that yeah. I
Richard
mean,
says Paradigm won't die because of the Larson leaks that they already have an actress for it.
mhm. Cuz she's the voice actor. So it hasn't legit been confirmed that she'll play her though, but she is the voice actor, so it might be hard to kill off Paradigm.
So my State World says, do we think the Ice King froze any of the knights that we know of from the game?
I actually my skateboard, I thought of that. I did think of that. Um, I don't see them as I didn't see them as a major threat because that's what he does. He takes out, the
Major
beings.
threats.
Yeah, that's major threats. So I don't know, but I did think of that though.
I
Um,
mean, that's interesting
mhm,
because Black Knight is sweaty, so he could be super strong.
yeah,
We don't know too much about him. If he like froze the prisoner, doesn't mean that he didn't do that to the Black Knight.
mhm.
Hmm.
That's
I mean,
that.
or did the Black Knight escape the loop like Renegade Raider did?
Speaking of Renegade Raider, so I know, you know, concept art is concept art, but there is a Renegade Raider back in rotation. Did Renegade Raider come back, or is this just a continuous snapshot? What do you feel?
Oh, you're talking about the new Renegade Raider skin.
Yeah, like is that anything, or is that just okay? It's another snapshot because
She's almost robotic though, right?
right, right,
Hmm. I don't know. I don't feel like
because
I don't feel like it's a snapshot because it's like
that's
robotic. Would it come
that's
back as
what
like a
I'm
robot?
right.
That'd be
That's what
kind
I'm
of weird.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I did look at that and I was like, huh. Now Also, did it say to be continued? I know it did for the foundation, but did it say to be continued for 0 point at the end? I can't remember.
I can check. I have it
Yeah,
right here.
I didn't have an issue. Oh, but I got the whole
You got the
thing
whole
right
book.
here. Yeah, I got the whole book right here.
So you think the 0 point story is going to continue?
I know for sure the foundation is, but I can't
Yeah, the
remember.
foundation
Oh yeah,
should.
this one says far from the end, but maybe they could be talking about in game when it says far from the end.
Well, they can be talking about like the whole story because I don't think
Right. That's what I'm saying.
because
Yeah.
0 point and Zero War are connected, so is Foundation.
Right. Exactly.
It's all one story, just
Hmm.
different titles.
Which is legendary by Fortnite. Let's just say that Ice King might have froze Ruin, and he's yeah. I'm still the
That's your theory still, right?
not specifically that, but I do think yes, I do think Ruin is some form of Black Knight. I really do. That's my gut feeling. I will say this though, not too much lines up to that anymore in my head, but at the same time, I can't let it go. My gut is telling me that, so
I mean,
I'll stick with that.
with Geno having like a knight like outfit,
Yeah,
and now they put this shield out here again.
yeah.
We may see the Black Knight again in the story.
Well,
I
you
was a little
know
hesitant. I
he's
was like, when are they going to do this? Everyone's like space themed, with like the
uh
Foundation and the Seven, but
yeah.
everything's kind of leaning back towards the Knights.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we
Mm-hmm.
do get the Black Knight back into the story. If we do, that's going to be major for the Black Knight holders that have the card.
100%. Like that's gonna be if it the black first of all, the Black Knight doesn't need a boost, but that would be a major boost if that does happen. Yeah,
Man, I'm
that's
wondering if we should look at the skin for other clues. This is a crazy.
yeah. And he has a lot of things on his outfit.
I know
So
he does have a lot. I
yeah,
should have paid
so
more attention to it. I mean, this is a
mm,
sword. It almost looks like this is a rift.
yeah, like the way it breaks off, right?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
It
we
is,
need.
it is, it is suspicious, dude. It really
They're
is.
telling a story here. I just don't know what it is.
My escape rope that is real and it is. It's the the
So my
moss
escape row
skin.
says there's a leak of a green camo black knight skin. Yep.
It's the moss skin and it's Black Knight, Omega, and Bright Bomber. That's the pack.
Yeah,
So
I
and
mean,
it,
we showed that last episode. If you guys didn't see the all the skins that we showed, that go back to last episode, and you'll see like all of the survey skins that we showed.
yeah.
There were
And
some really cool ones.
the moss one was in the what's the game? It's slipping my head.
I was about to say fantasy. It was
Yeah, I know I had seen it. uh whatever the game
Destiny.
was. Destiny.
Destiny. Yeah.
The Moss Knight skin was in the Destiny trailer.
Yeah. So
At least
and
that's what it looked like.
yeah, there was the Destiny collab, right? And they did three
Hmm.
skins with it.
Hmm. Well, no, not even that, Dylan. It's a the Moss is like an actual Moss pack coming out. Yeah,
Yeah, I
look it
think I
up.
saw that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's obviously just but that's what it is. Omega, Black Knight, and Bright Bomber. Which I don't
And
know how I'm gonna feel about those skins, but that's neither here
I
nor
don't
there.
like them already.
Yeah, yeah. Like if it looks like that, I'm not gonna like it. But it's dope to see Black Knight and
I mean, it's almost pay to win. This is like the Toy Soldier ones,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know why his feet are blue.
Right. Like this is just a concept.
Concept, yeah.
Yeah, but if it looks anything like that, I definitely won't be a fan of those. But it's dope to see the skins that was chosen though.
Yeah, Richard, the ones with the shield, that was the Malik skin.
This so do you feel when it comes to like this Bloom Watcher, like how do you like do you feel like the story is gonna how do you feel the story is gonna transition? Obviously we have the Bloom Watcher coming in, right?
Well, so we
But
know the seven's missing, right?
right.
And maybe that's what that black goop is talking about because the
Hmm.
seven's missing, and that's like how they're disappearing.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. I
Can
mean, I don't
you
know if the Bloom's doing it or if Chaos Agent's doing it.
can you go to
I'm
the
just
survey
I'm
skins real quick?
yeah, I can. Let me look them up.
Because somebody brought up a specific skin and it Midas might be making his way back soon.
Well, if Chaos Agent is the goop, then Midas should be coming back too.
Yeah, yeah, and that would be great for Midas. Everybody's been waiting for Midas. Midas is. I think the next time he comes back, we're gonna see his real effect. Like we already did see his effect. I mean, he's nothing to mess with, but I think it's gonna be a little different this time.
Let me see if I can make this one bigger. I'll make it full screen
So
for you
where is
guys.
it at? This they were talking about that. Yeah, you almost near it. Go down to the left, right to the left, two over. Nope. Uh, okay, go up. Now go all the way to the middle of that row, right there. That Midas one, looking one right
Oh,
here.
this one here.
They said that's like a side. Yeah, they said that's possibly like a cyborg version. Um, I don't completely see it, but if that's the case, it'll make sense with this. I don't know, man. Something about to happen. I feel like Midas is about to. I feel like a lot of people are about to come
Well,
back.
I mean, if
I
you
don't
look at
know
the
how they're gonna
survey,
do
you
it.
have Midas's daughter in here again.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
Midas. You have Geno.
Mm-hmm.
You got Renegade Raider. Like, if I'm trying to look for a theme, do we have anyone else from like the Midas era?
I was trying to see. I don't think so.
Was it just those two?
Yeah, some solid skins in here though. The one right next, the
I
one to
mean,
the
yeah,
left of Geno is gonna be sweaty though. That
yeah.
one,
This one's
that
gonna be
one,
a crazy
yeah,
skin.
yeah, that was gonna be sweaty.
I hope this one's in the battle pass. To be honest,
Yeah,
oh no, I really want this skin though too,
yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one of
because
Jules.
I never liked her first outfit. I liked the skin, just didn't like the outfit, and this one's gonna be
Yeah, I didn't.
badass.
I agree. I didn't like that first outfit. I did like the her outfit when the mask is on though. The mask does look dope. It has a,
The
but
mask is cool. I just didn't like it. Didn't really match with anything. It just wasn't.
yeah. Richard
Or
said,
this old
Midas
dude.
definitely.
He said
Where?
what? Mine has been gone for 2 years now. Crazy to think about.
Yeah,
And what? How long ago was it that Donald Mustard was talking about him?
probably like a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago.
So it
Might
all
have been like
depends
a
on what
year and a
happens.
half.
It all depends on what happens in the comics. Because if we get rid of Geno
Mm-hmm.
and the Bloom Watcher, I guess is the villain. I mean, what role would Midas play?
Right. Right.
Is he IO? We need to know more about his story, but we know they're building something with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you haven't looked up, if you haven't seen like the little short 1 minute video
Mm-hmm.
they did a whole like small episode about Midas and like how he recruited people for his team.
Bro, no lie. If Midas, like let's say Midas was like, okay, let's say Midas got a one shot, like the foundation.
Ooh, a one shot comic.
Yeah, like those covers, that whole thing would just be knocked out the park. Like
So
it,
if they did a one shot for Midas and you don't have, where's my site? I get right here. If you don't have this first appearance cover all the way back here, you're gonna be missing out.
yep.
But that is crazy possible. If they
Mm-hmm.
do a one shot with Midas
Mm-hmm.
or with any character, so they did one shot with
Any
Foundation.
character. Yeah.
So if someone gets stuck, so at the end of this, they were talking about sending people far away, right? So if we do the next comic and it that whoever gets sent away, if it's just about them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they run into people, just kind of like Foundation got sent over to play with Batman, it was just him throughout the whole thing. I think that would be perfect. I think that's what they got to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But
For
I don't
sure.
know
I
if it's
think
gonna be Midas yet.
no, yeah,
Because
like it seems like they're building up to like because it's so much like you said, like Jules, Midas, Chaos Agent, they have major fan bases already. Like that has to be hit out the park. So it seems like they're gonna really build up to that,
oh, and they
build up
built
that
out
game.
like a family and interaction between
Hmm.
all of them, so they have
Hmm.
more cooking for them.
Yeah.
It's not just like theories. They literally made them son, daughter,
Hmm.
and like they have relationship issues, and
Yeah.
they've already laid all of that out.
Yeah.
So that's just like a really big sleeper.
That's
Um,
like even that's even like with the Fox Clan. The Fox Clan is another one that, why is it a fly in here? They're like the Fox, like, bro, I'm like, what the heck? But the Fox Clan, that's another one. I mean, those
Mm,
those are two that really has a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
I forgot. So at some point, they're gonna have to be putting out these comics at the same time, or at least really
Titles,
close,
yeah.
because I mean, we have to learn from their perspective, and we can't be waiting
Mhm.
a year to learn about each one.
Yeah. And remember how I was saying, like, the hard part is that realistically, the Fortnite community is not used to this, right? When it comes to the comics.
Hmm.
So them having multiple titles will move the story properly because people can't handle like what's going on right now. The community can't take it. They're so confused. They can't process the way a comic book works. They can only process the way the Fortnite storyline works in game. And that leaves a lot of opportunity for Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like having multiple titles, having multiple options like that to read and to build into while the story continues on in the game is is probably the best option in my head.
Well, I noticed everyone was like complaining because like some things were left unanswered and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It's like,
yeah,
well, we haven't gotten there yet. And then
yeah.
finally they mentioned the Ice King, and they're like,
Hmm.
oh, there you
Hmm.
go. That's what we want
Yeah,
to see. That's what happened to the Ice King.
yeah.
That makes sense. So they liked that content,
And
which
then
I still can't believe they brought the Ice King back. That's crazy.
yeah, and
And
I
made him
think
super powerful.
a lot of big problems has been that had the I know me and Dylan do, but some of y'all probably don't like spoil. I really don't care about spoilers because I enjoy it just the same. But
Hmm.
the whole comic book has been spoiled the past two issues.
Well, not
And
not the whole comic.
the whole comic. I just didn't send it to you because I know you would look at it.
The
The whole
whole comic.
yeah,
I
the
only saw on Twitter.
every
I only
single
saw like some of those
yeah.
pages.
Yeah, every single page. Unfortunately, I read up to like I think this issue I read up to like 12, let's say 12 to 14 pages, and I was like, all right, I gotta stop. So yeah, the whole comic's been leaked the past two issues, and I think it had a damper on people. People once they got it in their hands, they was like, well, it was all right. Yeah, it was all right because you already read it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta factor that in. But yeah, those type of things, I think it's hard for Fortnite to move the way a regular comic book does because there's so much traction. There's actual leakers. It's not the same. They
So
they have an uphill battle.
I don't know how many people here like anime or read the mangas, but that's
Mm-hmm.
how it works. They come out as a
Mm-hmm.
manga before it comes out as a show,
Yeah.
and they release them weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people who get the scans early, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole group of people who are reading them early for free.
Yep.
You know, and it just talks to how popular the story is. So the fact that we're getting leaks and people are reading the
Yeah.
comics before they actually come out
Yeah.
shows how much people are interested in the story.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I think that's major.
That yeah, my escape world. It usually like the Twitter wise, it usually comes out like so if it comes out on a Wednesday, that Friday before is usually when the whole issue comes out. And I'm not gonna because I know how me and Dylan is.
I'm gonna be
And
excited. I'm excited for issue 5
yeah,
already. I just want to know
so
what happens. Yeah, what's
yeah,
up,
so that's
Warfighter? What's up, Mad? What's up, Dan?
yeah, what's up,
Dan,
y'all?
when is the movie coming out? I think they're gonna take their time. I think they're
Yeah.
building. I don't think we're gonna see the movie for a while.
Well, you want them to fall in love with the factions. There's a lot of factions. There's a lot of like that's the thing that like we were talking about Fox Clan and we were talking about Ghost and
Hmm.
Ego and all of these, but there's so many factions, and I think having I would say like a comfortable time frame is if you did the comic books for 5 years, like 5 years, like five solid years, and then you went into that next phase. I think that would be pretty well thought out.
So I think we have at least a year and a half until they announce anything,
Hmm.
and then this can be for the next year. So I think in like, let's say end of 2023, there'll be like a Fortnite movie coming 2024.
That's
Oh, should
interesting. That
something
yeah,
like that. That's kind of what I, because they always like those big movies. I feel like they announce them ahead, like a year ahead of time.
yeah. And
But
I'm my bad, Dylan, for cutting you off. I'll take it back. I'll take this back too. Remember, my goodness, it might have been 4 or 5 months ago now when we was talking about like live action and A, B, and C.
mhm.
I don't. I agree with you now. I think live action should be a complete afterthought. I think it being in the Fortnite style will be absolutely the most beneficial way.
I think they can do it either way. I think the
Yeah.
way Avengers did it for
Mhm.
Endgame was
Mhm.
perfect, and I think Fortnite is perfectly situated to do that. First of all, their
Yeah.
powers aren't that crazy, right?
Mm-mm.
And
Nope.
they have the budget,
Yeah.
and they have. I mean,
Can we can
I
we can we factor in that they are the creators of Unreal Engine? So whatever the case is they're going to be able to do whatever they need to do.
100%. That's what I'm saying. And like people,
Yeah.
movies and shows are using the Unreal Engine, so I think
Mhm.
they can do it multiple ways. I still think they're going to bring streaming to it, but they're
Yeah.
taking so long to put out Creative 2.0.
Mhm.
I mean, they've got a lot of things that they're working on. So I mean, at least I don't know. I think at least a year or two away from the movies.
And if you see what they do, like so, you know how imposters was in the game. They
Hmm.
took imposters out because they understand retention rate. A lot of the focus in was in imposters. A lot of people played imposters like consistently throughout the day. The way somebody plays creative, the way somebody plays arenas, or in a regular match, they were playing imposters. So they're like, okay, when Creative 2.0 roll out, we need them to be removed from imposters. Like they literally said that,
So
and we
they
need them to
did
focus
take.
on this.
I like what you're saying because when I saw that for imposters, I
Hmm.
saw people saying that they took it off of imposters so that they could work on Creative 2.0.
Hmm.
But if
Hmm.
it's almost time for release,
Yeah.
maybe you're accurate and they
Hmm.
took it away so that people need something else to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like
So are we
Abdul.
getting Creative 2.0 next season?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll say this. I think we're getting Creative 2.0 at the rollout of season 5. I think like
Yeah, I mean, we would
season
have to
5
because they said
yeah,
2022, right?
right. Yeah, so I think it'll be at
Yeah,
the
season
beginning
5
of
would be
that.
the last season of the year
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
September, October, no.
Yeah,
I
it's the last
mean,
season of the
I
year.
mean, season 4 could be the last season of the year.
It could go for the whole like the Creative 2.0 could be the second half of season 4. I mean, of season 4.
That would be major.
Mhm.
If you guys don't know about Creative 2.0, it's going to be a major change to the game. You'll be able to code and add your own custom configurations and patches. And
Mhm.
when people go to play it, they'll have to download content to be able to play that map.
Yeah.
It's going to open up a
Yeah.
whole different world of games. The other thing I wanted to mention is I was helping my brother in law move over the weekend.
Mhm.
And I haven't even looked this up yet, but I heard on the radio. I don't know how many of you guys know about iHeartRadio,
Mhm.
but they had an ad where they have their own Fortnite island,
That's
and I
nuts.
heard I heard the advertisement maybe like 7 times. So
Mhm.
like they're pushing this big. I was like,
That's
Fortnite's been
crazy.
out for like how long now?
Going on
Five
5 years.
years.
Yeah.
Fortnite's been out 5 years, and you've got these people pushing Fortnite content as if
Yeah,
this
that's
is a brand
crazy.
new game.
Yeah.
So iHeartRadio has their own islands where they host their own concerts. I
Mhm.
haven't looked at it, but just the fact that companies as big as iHeartRadio are putting time into creating their own maps is something big. So all
Yeah.
these people who keep talking about game is dead, and all these people who keep shitting on Fortnite, they're gonna regret it because like they're just gonna regret just like people regret Pokemon or
Mhm.
people just don't pay attention because it's a kids thing. Some of these companies are already moving. Like
Yeah.
iHeartRadio is not a kid thing,
Right.
That's a good 20 to 30-year-old range. People
Mhm.
listen to music, going to concerts.
Yeah.
So I think this is a big, big thing.
See, it's going and I said this before. Fortnite gives me a feel like obviously I watch a lot of content, but it feels like if Fortnite's not a part of your rollout, whether it's a movie, whether it's music, whether it's anything of that nature, especially at the end of this year when Creative 2.0 is out, if Fortnite is not a part of your rollout, that marketing team is not doing their job. That's the way I see it, especially
Hmm.
if you're a big entity, so that'd be interesting.
And so right now they're doing concerts, which is kind of obvious, right? It's like, oh, what can we do inside of a game?
Yeah.
Concerts is obvious, but this is the first step.
Mhm.
Pretty soon you're gonna be doing anything. Like when I say they're making steps toward the metaverse, I'm serious. This is going to be huge. We're
Yeah.
talking anything that you can imagine. So like we're talking about web what 2.0, web 3.0.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think it gets any more crazier than this.
Yeah, and then like Dylan, when it come to like business, when they say stuff like a major saying is like they don't know what you want until you give it to them, right?
Mhm.
And this is one of the best examples. The reason why I say that is like you think about remember when collabs came out heavily. Like let's say it's been a year run of collabs. Like collabs have been in every battle pass. It's been multiple collabs in each season, right?
Mhm.
You would not have been able to do the Goku thing with the Star Wars.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have been able to do any of that if they didn't spend a year and a half bringing out every single collab. Like that's not possible. Batman flying with the spider, with the web slingers. That's not possible. They had to kind of tune out the noise and be like, they'll understand down the road. And this is screaming metaverse, and it's screaming metaverse the right way
Well,
because go ahead, yeah.
the other thing is it makes sense for Fortnite to be a metaverse. The
Mhm.
whole game is based off of the 0 point, which
Yep.
connects everything.
Mhm.
They've already branded the metaverse.
Mhm.
They branded the metaverse past Web 3.0, past all the collectability stuff. They branded it to fit their ecosystem.
And
Like,
and
no one's done that.
man.
Facebook can't do
Oh,
that. No, I
yeah.
mean, they made it possible. Not only are we all gonna be in Web 3.0, or we're all gonna be in the metaverse, but all your favorite things gonna be in the metaverse. Your favorite
Mhm.
characters,
Mhm.
everything will be there. And there's
Yep.
no reason for the companies not to do this,
Mhm.
because take Dragon Ball Super, for instance, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some of the stuff on, like, Instagram and stuff. Is like, "Oh, they have Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna watch
Yeah.
that, blah, blah, blah." But when Fortnite did it and, like, brought the characters, I was like, "Man, I should go look into this." So I watched, like, 20 episodes. I didn't care for it, but I watched 20 whole episodes.
Yeah, and you didn't care for it.
Yeah, but only because of Fortnite, and that's why I went and watched it. And
Exactly,
then
yeah.
I noticed they timed it around the release of the movie,
Mhm.
and the movie did really, really well for the anime type movie stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it beat some of the other ones that were pretty crazy. So, there's no reason for companies not to partner with Fortnite,
Mhm.
which
And
is another reason why they were fighting with Apple, because, like,
yeah,
Apple was, like, trying to take money from all these people and, like, limit how much people can put on their platform.
and
Oh, man.
it's and what's crazy is like so the difference when it comes to a Fortnite collab to let's say Multiverse or any game that has that feel of having multiple characters like Mario Kart and everything like that is that you are that player. Like when you wear a skin, you're that's you. You know what I mean? That's your
Mhm.
movement. That's you make that skin do what you want it to do in that instance. And so playing with Goku, especially I couldn't imagine having Goku the way we have it in Fortnite when I was a kid. That
Oh,
would
of
have
course
been
not.
that would have been game changing. You know what I mean? Like that even Spider-Man. Like I thought I was Spider-Man literally for like 5 years of my life back when when the original Spider-Man came out. The experience that these kids get with Spider-Man now is complete. It's just if you don't see it by now, it's right in front of your face. It really
And
is.
one of the greatest things, I think, is that people keep complaining about the collabs, right?
Yeah.
They just keep complaining because they're not reading the comics yet, right?
Mhm.
They don't know that Donald Mustard and them wrote it so that it makes sense.
Right.
Like, it's not, they people keep calling it like a money grab, right?
Yeah.
But they don't realize that this makes sense. Like, when I read Zero Point and I
Yeah.
finally understood how all these characters could be in there,
Yeah.
it made so much sense. Like,
And
I want to know their thought process. How did they get to that? Did they think of collabs first, or did they think
mhm.
of the Zero Point bringing people in first?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the
That it's
possibilities are endless. It's crazy.
I that's a great question, Dylan. Like what was the thought process that led to this actually happening? Because like this is this is crazy how they pulled this off. Like, I mean, this is so many IPs within one of the biggest IPs. Like, because I know people are going to say, well, it's technically not the biggest IP, but if you think long term, Fortnite is going to be the biggest IP. Like,
Heck yeah.
like it's not even going to be close. It's
I mean, they basically partnered with all these brands to make it their own.
do you
Like, it's
do you,
super genius. Like,
it's
Disney can't do
crazy.
this. Disney
No,
can't do this.
no. Be,
Like,
well, I'm glad you said that because the reason why Disney can't do this is because
they create like
Fortnite.
they create like
Yeah.
a moat, right? Disney creates a moat, and like
Yep.
and then they buy companies to
Yep.
bring them into that moat, right? They had to
hmm
buy Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fortnite doesn't do that.
No.
Disney's in Fortnite. Star Wars is
Yeah.
in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So like they think they're thinking outside the box. They don't have to buy all these companies to make profit or to grow their brand.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, I think
That's
it's crazy.
That's a great point, Warfighter. You got another point I want to get to, but this is a great point. Oh, my bad,
All
Dylan.
right, you
Yeah.
good? Same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warfighter says I think once Battle Royale took off, they brainstormed the storyline. I
Hmm.
think that's true. They changed it from Save the World.
Yep.
They started to face, and a lot of people were complaining like years ago. They're like, "Why aren't we getting updates for Save the World?" I think they realized early on, wait, we this idea is so much better. We have so much potential with this. Let's
Hmm.
go in this direction. Phase out Save the World.
And because like people don't like, I was watching all of the trailers that happened from the beginning, and it happened so early. Like season 4, Thanos came. Like it was that early. So this has been in play for a very long time. Like it really hasn't. I want to get to one Warfighters where he said this. Warfighter, I agree with you. The thing is though, what the way Dylan said it is like, they're trying to pull the interest back, right? When Creative 2.0 comes out, imposters will be that much better. That's kind of what is happening. Like it's to the point where I don't know if y'all noticed on the Fortnite page, YouTube page, they're highlighting creative now, creative map makers now. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why is because these are partners. These creative map makers are partners now. They're
Mm-hmm.
partners of the game. So somebody was hired to create, the Ariana Grande, the Travis Scott maps. Like people were hired to do that. And Creative 2.0 is going to take it to the masses. Like that's going to be the masses. Anybody can do anything at any given time. And it's just hard to process.
Fortnite is about to launch into a whole new era with
Yeah.
Creative 2.0. Like they need something big without changing the game, and this is what it is. It's gonna be insane. To get back to Stray Kid, this is kind of off topic, but High Ground. We like to think of ourselves just looking at collectibles, so we can go
Yeah.
into this a little bit because I was
Yeah.
looking into this. I saw lots of people getting excited to buy it. I'm
Hmm.
not a huge fan.
Hmm.
Here it is up here. I only say I'm not a huge fan because I'm like a collector, and I mean this is a trading card game, but they also said it's not going to be competitive, and it's like one of those card things where like you're going to get lots of a different character in different ways.
Hmm.
Maybe it's cool. It just doesn't to me. It just doesn't fit like Fortnite fits. It doesn't feel like
Hmm.
sports fit. Even doesn't feel like Pokemon to me.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Have you looked into this?
No, I have not looked into it. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
So
Yeah.
it's a new card game like
Okay.
Magic the Gathering, and it's not going to be super competitive. They said. It said it's a friendly collectible trading card game. It's an actual game,
Mhm.
so you're gonna be playing. Let's see where they said. It's almost like you guys can go to the article. I can post it here. Yeah, like Richard said, it's almost like a money grab to me. They're kind of like jumping on. Like it
Mhm.
makes sense for Fortnite because like that's really collectible. Like you're
Yeah.
connected to that, and like there's so many Disney stuff, and it's just like the game is like you get to pick a Disney character, and
Yeah.
they rename that character as like some kind of illuminary, and they have to go around and have to like unlock stories or in Disney songs.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay.
mean, how many people are going to try to do that? I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it seems like a money grab to me. It's kind of like why I don't know. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit like the collectability of trading cards, in my opinion.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I mean,
I could be wrong. It's just it didn't spark like anything for me.
yeah. And it's funny because you see how this kind of has a rollout.
Hmm.
I'm almost certain now that Fortnite getting no marketing play is like it has an allure to it now. Like it's almost like this foreign thing, and I guess it doing so well without any rollout like this, without any eyes on it, it is a lot to say about the Fortnite IP in general, and that's us, the collectors. So it should be interesting to see how this plays out, especially with Fanatics in the play. Obviously, this is not Fanatics, but a lot of things is about to change in the card market. Almost seems like at once. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, whenever I look at this, because a lot of people like they're definitely gonna buy the first set, and I just feel like I want to look at it as like from a collector's point of view.
Yeah.
To me, would that be worth collecting? My house is a big Disney house.
Hmm.
I'll probably buy some of these cards.
Yeah.
My family will probably play it, but collectability wise, I'm not sure how collectible a card of Mickey Mouse or any of the princesses will be um, as a card.
Yeah. Now I will say there are some older sets of Disney that does very well, but
Hmm.
those are vintage. And vintage kind of gets eyes on it either way. It's just more so that people, people see opportunities and people overlooking vintage cards. So like, some Mickey Mouse cards and stuff do well, but this is a whole different ball game. And when you become a modern set, you have a lot to go through. You have a lot of walls to go through, but before you become respected, as
Yeah.
a collectible. So obviously we can see that with Fortnite. So it should be interesting. I want to go to Colton's comment right here.
Colton says, "Sorry, first time watching the stream." Well, welcome, Colton. He says he doesn't know if we've already covered this, but when they make a movie, do you think they'll start from the beginning of the storyline? I think they're going to do what they did with the comics.
Yeah.
So I think their first movie is going to be with a big IP, probably Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's probably going to be either the Nexus War
Mm-hmm.
or it's probably going to be with the mutants. And I think they're going to use that audience to bring them in to see Fortnite.
Yeah.
So like the way to get them in is get a whole bunch of Marvel people excited about a Marvel movie, and then they see Fortnite and experience it without being willing to, and then
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna love it. Because all the comic people who are reading the comics because they're Batman fans have come out and said, you know what, I actually enjoyed it, right?
So yeah.
So that's how it's gonna be with the movies. I think. I think they're gonna use other IPs to kind of break that mold. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think, and I remember like when me and Dylan first started this, we had a lot of questions when it came to that. We are very oblivious to what Batman can do.
Hmm.
We know what Batman fans are like, but the way Fortnite understood, like, we have to break this ice first. We have to kind of, because I'm telling y'all right now
They're
with the
self-aware,
comics,
right? They're
yeah,
very
yeah,
self-aware.
for sure. Like with this comics and everything, they're trying to break that stigma that me and Dylan talk about every single week. This stigma, they know about the stigma, and that's exactly what they're approaching. That's why they did this with Imagined. That's why this has this feel like with Bandolette and Renegade Raiders personality. That's everything that they're playing on.
Yeah, exactly. Get to my escape world. I mean, it could be worth grabbing. I'm not gonna say it's not because people do crazy things like MetaZoo. I think is stupid and it went for a good amount of money.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, it could be worth buying. I'm gonna probably buy some just to play with my kids, but I'm not gonna buy some like expecting this to blow up.
Yeah,
I mean, I
and
think a lot of these things, if you do buy it early and it blows up, I'd sell it because
yeah,
I don't see
yeah.
it long term. I don't see it developing like Magic the Gathering. 'Cause, like, that gets
Mhm.
very competitive, and they already said in the article that they don't want it to be competitive. It's almost like a board game type thing. Um,
Yeah,
but
eh,
I hope I'm wrong because I'd like to play cards with my kids. So if it's
yeah,
super cool,
and
I guess we'll just have to update and see how it
yeah,
goes.
because I think the if I had to be open-minded about it, I could see the possible angle being sort of like where if your father or mother is a collector of the cards or whatever your
Mhm.
older and they do it the right way. That's what I'm nervous about, them not doing it the right way. But if they did it the right way, whatever the right way is, I can see fans of Disney possibly wanting to collect this long term. It's going to be a tough task though. I don't think it's going to be easy as people think. I just don't. I like you said, it could
And
fold flat pretty
yeah,
fast.
if it's a trading card game,
Yeah,
I mean, they said it's gonna print a lot, so if it's a game, you have to have enough for people to get and play. They
yeah,
can't make it too rare.
right.
So if like Fortnite being a collectible, like
Hmm.
a trading card, not a game,
Yeah,
um, they were able to make stuff super rare.
yeah.
I don't see them doing that with this because just like Magic the Gathering, you have to make enough for people to actually play with. Um, with that said, if they did a Toy
Hmm.
Story card that looked really cool, I wouldn't mind having it. I just don't know if
Right,
prices are gonna skyrocket like everything else.
for sure. Uh,
Um, so Secret Lair cards for Fortnite. If you guys don't know, Secret Lairs did a Fortnite Magic the Gathering crossover.
hmm.
They have not shipped yet, as far as I know,
Right. Yeah, I haven't
but
got anything.
an email to someone I know sent. They got a reply really quickly saying that it's still on schedule. So
Hmm.
hopefully September it ships.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah, Dylan. This is a good, this is a good point too. That for sure.
I mean, if you want to look into stuff like that, they have LOL surprise trading cards. If you don't know
Mm,
what that is, that's a really popular
mhm,
toy for kids. I have 5
mhm.
daughters, and they love those things.
Yeah,
But I bought some, but I looked at it as just like, you
yeah.
don't connect to the characters, you know what I
My
mean?
niece kills me with those things.
And then you got Squishmallows, and they have
Yeah,
cards,
Squishmallows. Yeah,
but, like, I've been paying attention to both of those, and Fortnite feels completely different. You
yeah.
know, just the way you connect to the skins, you know what's coming out, there's always content, there's stories related to it, um, and even Disney characters, even though there's stories related to it, you don't connect to the skins the way you do, like, superheroes.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? Like, Cinderella, I don't feel like people connect to her the way that people connect to Wonder Woman, you know?
mhm.
My Escape World says, "I'm a big Harry Potter fan. The trading card game lasted 2 years. It's been 20 years. Yes, it's dead, but there are still a lot of hardcore collectors chasing those
Right,
cards."
right.
And that's kinda what I feel like is, like, when I look at Harry Potter or even some of the Marvel cards or even, like, the anime cards. I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z, that's probably one of the best ones in the anime era, but,
Mhm,
like, they have a lot out there. I feel like those kinda die off. I
mhm.
feel like there's not enough base to do that. Now Disney has a huge fan base. So, I mean, what's bigger, Harry Potter or Disney, fan base wise? Probably Disney?
I would say Disney in totality, but
Yeah.
Harry Potter, yeah, as you
So,
know,
I
is
feel like
yeah.
Harry Potter would work really well for, like, a I don't know if it was a actual game or just collectible, but I feel like Harry Potter
I
would
think
work
it was
kinda well.
yeah, because My Escape World, don't quote me, you can help me out on this one. They have, Harry Potter autos too, right? I think I seen some
Yeah, I think
autos.
I've seen something like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Oh, the Skylander cards. I remember the Skylander, like, action figures, but those died off too, didn't they, the action figures?
Mhm.
I've heard of Harry Potter trading cards, but, I don't know, it's like
Yeah.
whenever I see, like, movie related stuff for cards, it never really speaks to me. Um I feel like even, like, the Star Wars stuff, it was like, I don't know, it just
Yes. Well, you see what is it? It's unique. It's what we say all the time. What makes Fortnite unique is that a lot of things matter. It's not a handful of characters.
Mhm.
It's now don't get me wrong, there's a handful of iconic characters,
Yeah.
but there's the masses of fan base. It's just different. Like and the thing
It's
is
hard to
you had
explain.
yeah, it's
That's
so
why we
hard to
got back to
explain.
sports, like because you can
Yeah.
fall in love with a guy, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some guy, there's some athlete because you watch him, you follow his, like, progression
Mhm.
over time, and people were playing with Fortnite for so long, like, I put so many hours into it,
Mhm.
wearing this skin that I feel a lot different towards that skin than I do, let's say, one of my favorite Disney movies, The Incredibles. So,
Yeah.
like, if a card for The Incredibles came out and it was Jack Jack, which
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool, I think, but at the same time, I don't connect to him like I connect to Aura
Right.
or Focus or
Right.
any of those skins.
Right. And it's like that because it's exactly what Dylan is saying. Like that, you controlling that, you having your moments with that. Like if you snap for back in the day for 20 kills with Aura, right? Aura is
Mhm.
cemented in your head forever. It's nothing
Yeah.
changing that. You know what I mean? That is your 50-point game in basketball. That is your home run, your 300 home runs in baseball. That is your Super Bowl in football. Like those moments you don't forget. And it's just an individualistic thing, but then you have squads, you have duos, and y'all experience that together as well. So it's unique, man.
I mean, I've been thinking about this, and so I was thinking about people buying. I was thinking about this the other day. Some of the Series One cracked ice cards are going for a good amount of money, um, and like I'm telling people, Series Three has those skins like you just mentioned, like you
Hmm.
just rattled off.
Hmm.
Like some of the most popular skins of those skins are in Series Three,
Right,
and people
exactly.
are letting them go cheap just because there's abundance out there right now.
Hmm.
That abundance is going to dry up.
Yeah,
Like Creative 2.0 movies, it's going to push this over the edge. That's how I
yeah,
feel. I'm
yeah.
getting excited just thinking about 2.0 now.
And it's the I say this probably too much, but it's the ecosystem. It's too many when it comes to the cards now, like because we're the community, right? We're all the collectors. There's collectors that's been in there from day one, and then there's collectors that just started collecting 2 weeks ago. The thing is, there's so many different ways that you can collect and be right. Like we talk as collectors all the time. Let's talk from the investment side, right? Not investment advice at all, but there is so many different ways that you can be ahead of the game if you just look. Like, it's right there. And it's whether it's the competitive side, whether it's the storyline, whether it's the likability of a card. When you go through Walmart, if you see Fortnite clothes, you're more than likely going to see a fish stick. You're more than likely going to see a Pilly, a Meowscles. So there's different ways that you can see it because Fortnite is everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking, so like people were wondering, like I think people were asleep on Series 3 a little bit. I think some of these skins in like 3 years, 2 years, once like
Mhm.
set 4, if it comes out, set 5. I mean, I think these skins are gonna be in the thousands for
Yeah.
cracked ice.
Yeah.
And like they're going for like 50 to 100 right now.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Now, if they start bringing like all these different characters on the cards, will they replace Marvel cards?
Yeah, like it's but that's what gets so interesting. It's just there you go. I like what Warfighter said. But Black Ash by the end of the year. So
They
probably
said
the
by the
last
end of the
season.
year,
Yeah.
but this could be the last season of the year.
Yeah. The way we thought season 9 was going to come out for chapter 2 and then it ended up being season 8 straight into chapter 3. This could possibly happen with this season.
I mean, because it could still stay chapter 3 and just be Creative 2.0 is released.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to happen at the beginning of a season. It could happen
Yeah.
in the middle.
Mhm.
Could be one
Yeah,
of those big updates.
like when that I feel like matter of fact, if they played their cards right, we all know as Fortnite gamers that there's a dead space. You know, that's
Hmm.
why Wild Week came out. Wild Week came out because that last month, that last 3 weeks of the season can become a little dry depending how you play, right? For the casual fan, they may feel that you need that boost. Creative 2.0 can roll out thin and not even like you said, like not even go into the next season. It just be like the second half of,
I
season
feel like
4.
I feel like it has to be like at the middle of a
Mhm.
season because when you the start of a season is my favorite time.
Yeah,
Learning the battle
exactly.
pass, learning
Mhm.
what's changed on the map. That's my
Mhm.
favorite part of Fortnite.
Mhm.
Um, so Creative 2.0 would be that thing to push it over before
Yep.
Christmas.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, season 4 is gonna be crazy.
Mhm.
That's gonna be
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
Someone asked a question. What's your top 5 non-collab characters for the storyline besides the 7?
besides this.
Or are we including the 7?
Oh, he said care. Okay. Yeah. Let's take out the 7. Let's take out the 7.
I mean, because if we had to include the 7, I'd just say the Imagined and Foundation, which my escape world keeps trying to kill off for some reason.
Yeah, but it's hard not to put the 7 in there too.
Hmm.
They're definitely in there for me. Singularity is probably number 1. Dr. Sloan is in there. Uh,
I mean, I don't care too much for Dr. Sloan. I mean, she's dying off, so good
that's crazy.
riddance.
She's a dope character,
I
but
do like the character, but she's dead now. She's gonna be dead.
I mean, but you didn't like her before that too. But yes, Dr. Sloan
I
is
didn't
dope.
hate her though until like she trapped us on that alien spaceship, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, this chick gotta
But
go.
that's great character development. She's a villain,
That's
So
true.
that's yeah,
She took on that IO persona really well.
yeah, yeah. That's and I like that her and Jones originally had a great relationship. That's what I really like. And you can never forget about like Agent Jones was iconic. Like he went to all these places, So I really I mean you cannot not have Jonesy, aka Agent Jones in
Now the
there.
question is: this characters we want in the storyline, or that we've seen? Because we haven't seen too many that are not like
Mhm.
crossovers. We've seen I mean, Renegade Raiders. That there for me because she was in Zero Point,
Oh, if you go non storyline skins for at this moment,
like
uh
future storyline skins.
mhm. Uh, obviously, Lux. I like Kiara. Dang, Singularity is storyline. Um,
Well, you can keep a storyline. I think I want Renegade Raider, um, Chaos Agent,
I like Dark
Midas,
Armor a lot. I like Dark Armor a
Lynx,
whole lot. Yeah.
Dark Bomber would be good. I mean, all those Dark Bomber, Bright Bomber.
Mhm.
It's just too hard. Just too hard to think about. Mitchell says, like everyone says, who knows what people will chase later in Fortnite. Any
Mhm.
card can be a chase card. I mean, it's however Donald Mustard and Christos Gage write it.
Mhm.
They can literally bring anything back and make it
Yeah.
super important.
Yeah.
Or like the invitational for Fortnite's happening.
Mhm.
This event could be huge, and if it
Mhm.
like gets, I don't know if they're gonna broadcast it. I don't know what they're gonna
Yeah. It's
do.
gonna be broadcasted
I
everywhere.
mean, if the winner wears some crazy skin that people don't ever wear anymore, that can
Mhm.
blow that skin up.
Mhm.
Just like Crystal got blown up by Booga.
Mhm. and it's one of those things where like it's so unique, man, because that's why I like the storyline skins in the cards. The reason why I
Mhm.
do is because it gives you the freedom to collect long term without knowing what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And obviously the sweat and try hard skins is like that. It's a little bit more slow growth because, like we always say, for a card to become an aura, it has to have evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the ties can switch at any moment. We just seen what happened with Ice King. Ice King had a major moment, very important to the storyline, and now your blinders changes immediately. Like
Mhm.
Ice King just immediately looks different in your eyes off rip. Like
Well, they changed him completely, right? They
yeah,
gave him, like, these
yeah,
crazy powers and, like, they made him some kind of hero
yeah,
and, like, someone who I mean, he's a king, I guess. He's
yeah,
just, like,
yeah.
super powerful. Um, I mean, that's one of the ones I was wrong about because when we were in series 2, we
Mm-hmm.
weren't thinking about comics. We weren't thinking about stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just brought him back in the comics, and it just blew my mind. So now I think Ice King people should be happy.
Yeah, because like for me, my perspective of it was Aura was number one, Ice King was number two because of the love that tier 100 skin had. Like you know how we talk about how Lux wasn't loved as much. Ice King was loved that way when it came to tier 100 skins. He may
Mhm.
not have been worn, but people enjoyed the skin. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like that doesn't mean people wear them. It's kind of that weird thing that happens, but if they had to name a favorite, Ice King and like a Dyer was usually one of those.
What will happen to get a World Cup? Yeah, like Warfighter says, I don't think anything needs to happen. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're planning it. They plan everything so far ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, first they have to make sure it's safe. They have to get through all the COVID stuff. They're coming right back. They've already had one. How can they improve?
Mhm.
They got to think about the game meta, about like how do they want competitive to be when it comes out.
Mhm.
They have the Invitational,
Yep.
and I feel like that's a warm up.
Mhm.
This is the first big live event since the World Cup.
Yeah.
And so they're doing this crazy thing where like you had to sign up to even get access to almost have the
Yeah.
potential to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Like, you had to jump through all these hoops to be able to get tickets.
Mhm.
So I'm sure they're trying to gather information like how interested are people in this kind of stuff?
Mhm.
Like how many tickets do we need to have for the World Cup? So
Yep.
I think that they're we don't need to worry about them doing things. I just think it's going to happen
And
when they're ready.
it was a gift and a curse of what happened. It's it was a gift for Booga. He's the World Cup champion until he's not anymore, until another one happens. You know what I mean? So marketing and branding wise, I know his team is extremely happy. Like, I mean, you can't ask for nothing better than that. That's like the last finals MVP because of situations happening, him being the finals MVP for 3 years. You know
Or
what
the
I mean?
last one
Like
on your mind, like the last
yeah, like he's
champion.
always gonna be
Yeah.
that champion. So, but in totality, this invitational, like Dylan said, is this is gonna be. I can see FNCS being in person 2 to 3 times a year, and then the World Cup happening, like you said, maybe every 2 years, or it could be a World Cup every year. But it's gonna be World Cup 2023. It's I believe it's going to be 2023, but it could be 2024. But Fortnite doesn't hold back on this. They know that the competitive scene needs it. They need it because you're not seeing how each one of these what is NA East and NA West? Help me with that word. Regions. You don't
Mhm.
know how these regions interact together because EU plays completely different from NA East and NA West. EU plays a little bit more of a well, they used to play more of an aggressive pace. Now they're slowed down a little bit. So the way the whole game plays is different in each region, and that's why World Cup is so important.
I mean, and getting everyone on the same server to actually
Yep.
compete, which is
Yep.
pretty crazy.
Yep.
Um, the other thing I want to talk about was I remember. Do you remember this? At one point, they were doing some kind of competitive. I can't remember which one it was, but then while you're playing the game, they had the screen where you could watch while
Yeah.
you played.
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about streaming the other day, it was like when they come up with their own content, are we going to be able to watch Fortnite shows while we
Mm,
play Fortnite on our system?
that would be crazy.
You know
That
what I
would be
mean?
crazy.
Because like if I'm
Yeah.
watching my kids, they'll swipe up and have the show playing, and they'll be doing other stuff on their phones or their tablets with it
Yeah.
playing in the corner. That's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally playing Fortnite, you can go hide in the bush while you watch this episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like if something happened in the show, you gotta go hide in a bush so you can go back 15 seconds to make sure you seen what you just thought you did. Like that's crazy.
So
That'd
like
be nuts.
let's say they put on like these competitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they do the World Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they give you the option to have it playing while you play Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get a halftime and they do their own commercials. Tell me that won't blow the Super Bowl out of the water.
100%. It's the numbers are there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be flipped on its head. Like the advertisement will come to the game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you might have a Super Bowl ad for the Super Bowl or for the Pro Bowl there because the NFL understands. Like, the NFL, the NBA, they all understand what Fortnite is. And I can see that for sure.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Warfighter. People watch Fortnite like YouTube
Mm-hmm.
videos while they're playing, but you have to
Mm-hmm.
have 2 monitors.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, when they did the overlay, where they overlaid your game
Mm-hmm.
so that it was already integrated and you could play. They did it once, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, and it was also they did it originally. The first time they did it was for the World Cup, and then they did
Mhm.
it once after that. Yeah, so it's and the thing with the World Cup is like if y'all go back and watch it, that was a major event, and Fortnite had a different demographic back then. Let's just say that. This time, I think it'll be a lot different because the demographic has changed tremendously. I'm interested to see how that goes. Dylan and I, and then Black Ash, we are very big on this. I cannot wait to watch competitive in person. I'm a big competitive fan, as y'all know. I think this is going to be major for because what happens is like with FNCS, like Dylan said, everybody's on different ping. Everybody
Mhm.
has different situation. Everybody has different environments, and it just it's not that it's tough because that's the way you naturally play. You are in the comfort of your own home, but there are disadvantages to it. Um, if you're on 30 ping, you're not taking somebody's wall that has 1 ping. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's just those type of things that happens. But when you're in the same place, that changes everything.
Man, now I don't know what I'm more excited about.
Yeah,
I'm
but
excited for the invitational, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that's coming. I mean, 2023 is gonna be a year for Fortnite. Maybe even this Christmas is gonna be crazy.
but peep this though. Imagine the announcements that's going to happen at the invitational.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Those type of things, they wait for those moments. And the fact that these three separate things are happening, like Creative 2.0, the comics, and then obviously the competitive side with Invitational, they're finally getting back to where I'm almost positive it's going to take them 4 years to recover for what they had projected for 2020. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that heart of what happened in 2020, it's going to take them 4 years to recover from that. And I think this is the beginning of it for actual in-person events.
I mean, the content and the things and the possibilities that they can do is endless.
Mhm.
They've set themselves up perfectly. So us
Yeah.
as collectors,
Yeah.
like, I'm not worried.
Mhm.
Oh, we were talking about this before we hopped on. We've
Yeah.
been looking at people's comments, talking about bidding and like saying all these people who are scared and like
Mhm.
sell before you get out. Like, I'm not worried. If I sell a high value card, it's
Mhm.
just because I might need the money to do something else with it, right?
Mhm.
Something personal, you know? But I don't see any reason to be scared of this. I mean,
Yeah.
Fortnite is so well positioned. There's literally no other IP in the last decade that's as strong as Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's unprecedented.
Uh-huh. And it's happening, I think these are the type of obviously we could talk directly about the cards, directly about the comics, but I think even if there's new viewers in here, understanding the totality of the IP is the most important part of being a Fortnite collector. That's where you have the most like advantages. You know what I mean? Going against this market, there are some wells in this market. We all know that. And if you can be 3 steps ahead by just having an inkling of paying attention to what's going on in the actual game, it's gonna go a long way. It's gonna go a long way, you
Yeah,
know.
and with that said, I think to give some what I think is the most undervalued thing right now, if I had to
Mhm.
guess, would be Series 3 shards.
Mhm.
There's some Series 3 shards that are undervalued. Yes, you can get some Series 1. I think that for those who don't have that kind of budget,
Yeah.
doing your research
Yeah.
and picking skins that you like, right, and
Mhm.
enjoy, and also are highly popular. That's the most. That's the best way that I would do it.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
and then if you wanted another stab, I'd say reloaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
High quality reloaded cards like
Yeah.
Renegade Raider.
Yeah.
Best bang for your buck. I mean, you can get some of those reloaded cards super, super cheap.
Yep.
Super cheap.
And also, us as a brand, we're gonna bring, obviously, AKA Bog. We cannot go without shouting out him. He does a lot of work on the comic book side as well. But we're gonna make sure y'all know these first appearances and stuff, especially because a lot of people are being introduced to the comics, recently. So there's a lot of nuances in there. Like, for instance, somebody great in the community, like, I forgot his name, it's slipping my mind, De Niro's Vault. He didn't know that you had to bag and board the comic, those type of
Mhm.
things. We're going to make sure these things. We're going to do our due diligence as the brand, and make sure that all those things are known as a collectors.
Yeah, and I mean, for some of these, like, yeah, Series 3 slept on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like even these people who are bidding up their own cards that you guys are saying, and you guys are worried about all this, if the price is too high for you, it's too high for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Stay within your
100%.
budget. But I don't think we need them to do that. Like these
Mm-hmm.
people think they have to. They think this is Disney cards.
Mm-hmm.
They think this is Harry Potter. I don't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think this thing has legs. It's gonna have longevity. So I don't care that they're bidding up. They're only bidding stuff up because they're worried. So
Yeah.
who cares? Let them do whatever they're doing. I think it's going to do fine regardless. So I'm not worried about the price. The only thing I'm saying is, can I afford it? Did it get too high to what I can afford now?
Mm-hmm.
Don't take out loans. Don't overstress
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but who cares if it's within your budget? It doesn't matter.
And I'll say this, and within your budget and within your situation, go with your gut. Like, if you go back to our videos, I had a high gut feeling when it came to series one shards. Like,
Hmm.
I had the layers of focus because I'm like, there's certain cards that what you just said, there's certain cards that I'm capped out at. If it hits this
Hmm.
number, that's out my ballpark. So I know that if the market comes down, I have to play. You know what I mean? And it just happened very well. But there's going to be another down market after this one. There's going to be another bull market. It's going to ebb and flow for a very long time. Just pick your points and attack.
Yeah, and for all the people who were talking about reloaded sets, yeah, I mean, oh, if you look at all the sports industries, like people will flip and flop over which designs they like.
Yeah,
And like Series 1 is popular right now,
great
but
point.
in a few years, people were like, "Oh, but these are so cool. These are so vintage. This Renegade Raider's vintage. I like the look of this card. It's completely different." Or I
Hmm.
like these landscape cards. People change. Like people used to like one thing, and then the rookie card changed. They said, "Oh, actually, we like this one better because they came out the same year."
Yeah,
So
and
it's
it's
things like that.
and it's like, and Dylan has a great point, and I'll just add to it. There's the masses cap, like, so for instance, like Dylan is saying, there's maybe people that like series 3 better than series 1. That series 1 is going to hold the cream of the crop, and there's going to be collectors that's transacting throughout that. And I'm not just talking about the collectors now. There's going to be even more. And then series 3 may have this I like comparing Luka Doncic as in, like, okay, he is, by the young fans, he is they're focused on him more than even LeBron. Like, it's the same thing
Hmm.
we see, the way people feel about LeBron compared to Jordan, the way Jordan they feel about Jordan compared to Magic, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell. All of these things, we've seen it in multiple different arenas, and it's going to happen the same way in Fortnite.
Yeah, so that's crazy that you brought that up because so here's what I think. So some of the series one cards can go for thousands, right? So if that's out
Hmm.
of your budget, it's out of your budget. But if you pick the right skins in series two and series three, you can make X profit, like 100 fold profit. Like if
Hmm.
you want to sell down the line,
Hmm.
right? We're not talking about tomorrow, but like people who bought 2019 was when series one came out.
Hmm.
So if you take that step now and take
Yeah.
advantage of the cards that are under 100,
Yeah.
under 50 that are really good cards that people are overlooking, in
Hmm.
2 years, those can hit those same prices of crazy numbers.
Yep.
So that's why I really like Reloaded when they're only less than $10 for a first appearance of a skin. Um, like Renegade Raider. No, I don't think I'm selling in my Renegade Raiders right now. I sold one before and I
Hmm.
regret it.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think I'm selling any. Um, there was another thing I want to say. Oh, you were talking about Doncic.
Hmm.
So what I like about Fortnite is
Hmm.
yes, you have the OG stuff, right?
Yeah.
But for like basketball, you don't get to watch them anymore, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because they're past. So there's that generation that liked them. So the
Hmm.
new ones don't. But for Fortnite, a skin can have longevity. It's like
Hmm.
Marvel, right? So like the
Hmm.
Black Knight may not go out of style, or let's see one that's like Dark Bomber,
Hmm.
or Skull Trooper, which you can buy.
Mhm.
those can stay long term,
Yeah.
unlike sports, you know?
Yeah. And
So
and that's yeah, and it's, even on to that point, like, there is that's why I mean, if y'all wanna go back, before we even had this, me and Dylan talked on, on my Instagram channel. We were talking about Midas back then. Like,
mhm,
it's like, it was obvious that Midas had an attention that Black Knight didn't, because of the new gamers. And that doesn't mean that Midas was gonna pass Black Knight. It just means that this is their Black Knight, and they're gonna
mhm.
and it's that's why I think it was great. Although I would have loved to see him in series 2, I love that he's in series 3. The
Yeah.
reason why is because it properly fits how he's seen.
Mhm.
He's gonna be $1,000 card, for the foreseeable future. But at the same time, for a younger collector or new collectors, they can get into that card a lot easier than Black Knight, and they may like Midas more than Black Knight. That may be their guy compared to the OG of Black Knight, but that doesn't take away from Black Knight.
And if we want this hobby to grow, we gotta stop complaining about print run. Like, they're
Mhm,
not overprinting, like, Series 3 is not overprinted, it's
mhm,
properly printed.
right,
Like, if we want the hobby to grow long term, we have to be able to get cards into people's hands, let them
right,
fall in love with collecting it. And if it's
mhm,
too expensive, it's just like a money grab.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see, are there any trading cards where the first series isn't the most desired and most expensive? Hmm.
Uh, I know there's cards from sets that's more desired
Yeah,
than,
because
the
like,
original ones.
I'm trying to think, because like,
Like, I mean, you even have, there's a like, I mean, don't quote me because I'm not a baseball collector, but there's the 52 mantle, and then there's the 51. Is it a Bowman? I don't quote me on that, but there's cards that the second card is more popular, or the card that, and then there's the argument of the which one is the rookie. So those things happen, and that can happen when we talked about a couple weeks ago when it comes to Midas. Midas rookie card isn't reloaded. It's not in series 3. So those are the
mhm.
type of things that can happen.
So, but to answer his question, like for Fortnite, it's a little different because one character can be so popular. Let's take Aura for instance, right?
Hmm.
Aura is like most used skin, right? It's
Hmm.
so popular that it can be worth more than some of the Series One cards,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So the answer is yes. It just if it's that same skin, maybe not, right?
Yeah, because I guess, I mean, because the reason why I veered off from that is because he
Yeah.
said series, and I
Hmm.
can't say a set in totality. I don't know of a set in
Yeah.
totality that's,
That's set.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's kind of a hard thing that I don't know too much. I'm sure there's something out there, but
yeah.
probably series ones of things are probably worth more long
Oh,
term.
it's Stray Kid. It's a lot, and I think me and Dylan talk about this way too much, uh, because that was, if y'all went back, we won't bring up the card again, but Dylan was bringing up a certain card in Series 3, and we were comparing it to, like, how high it could go up, and it's possible. It's very possible that OG status will hold a card, but that don't ignore what a newer card can do just based off of
Yeah, I mean,
popularity.
we have to talk about this for a minute because OG skins are not just in series one.
Right,
So,
right.
like you said, series one of any train card will always be superior because it's OG, but there's some OG cards in series three.
Mhm.
Like Elite Agent came out in season three.
Mhm.
It's super OG and super popular.
Yeah,
It's not in
and
series one. And there's cards in series one that came out in season seven and eight.
yeah, and I think that's why I would say something along the lines of, "Dang, that sucks that Elite Agent is in Series 3 and not Series." I like that she is, but Elite Agent will be looked at very differently if she was in Series 1 compared to Series 3, and that's where
Oh,
that divide
100%. What
that's where the divide comes in at.
I think that's no, I think that's where the opportunity comes at.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, I'm buying Elite Agent, so I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here. But like what I was saying earlier, it's like if you buy a skin like that, like this is like buying Series One. Like I was buying some Series One shards for under 100,
Right.
right? And at the
Uh-huh.
time, that's crazy. So right now,
Mhm.
people's like, "Oh, that's too expensive." Been like 2 years, Elite Agent. Like, how many fans does Elite Agent have?
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna. There's not gonna be enough cracked dice to go around,
Mhm.
so the price is gonna go up.
Yeah, and the thing is like, my opinion always on that is that Elite Agent will do very very well over time. Um, but unfortunately, like, if you think of a card like any legendary mid-tier legendary card in series 1, I don't think she'll pass that price just based off of it being series 1. She
Who?
could, Elite
Who?
Agent.
Elite
Like,
Agent?
yeah, she could. I just don't
You said
like,
mid-tier?
yeah, mid-tier. Like low tier, obviously she could because she is an OG skin, like you said. She does have that fan base. It's just that divide between a 2019 and a
I think
2021
I
is
think
just
a
hard.
PSA 10 Elite Agent will
Mhm.
surpass a lot of the
Yeah,
legendaries.
I won't say a lot of the legend. I wouldn't say
But
that.
no, but PSA 10 because how
Mhm.
hard is Elite Agent to get a PSA 10? There's only
Well,
gonna be a couple.
well, yeah, and you're talking about overtime for sure.
Yeah, over time. Not
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about
yeah,
this year, next year. I'm talking about long term when we
mhm,
get so many people into the
mhm,
hobby that the amount of people who want Elite Agent is so large that the people who want that skin from Series 1,
yeah.
there's a divide, right?
Yeah. And yeah, like so for instance, like Richard brought up like Flytrap. Like Flytrap is 100% low tier. Like no exaggeration. I'm not saying this off of my experience. He's legit considered the worst skin in the game. Like
Now,
I'm statistically legit the worst skin in the
I
game.
would trade a fly trap for a raw Elite Agent.
I would trade Flytrap for a lot of different things. Uh but but not to knock on Flytrap. If y'all rock with Flytrap, that's cool. But for me, I would
I
that's
mean,
just one
collect
of
what
those
you
skins
like.
where it's
Collect what you like.
undeniable. Yeah.
If you like fly trap, we're gonna bring that price down for you because it's a bad skin. So if you like them, you're gonna get them cheap and collect all you can.
Yeah, I did like his pickaxe though. But yeah,
I just didn't get him. That's just
Bandolier
a
and
weird skin.
bro, I I told you back then I bought every skin, and that
Hmm.
was one of the ones I regret. I have him in my lot.
You
Well, I
bought
have him
fly
in my
trap?
archive now. Yes, bro, I brought the whole set.
No way you
You thought
bought.
I was lying, bro. The first
I'm
7
judging you right
seasons,
now. No
maybe
offense. I was like,
no, you
that's
can't
bad
because
judgment.
no, this was at a time I bought any because you got to
Hmm.
remember that there wasn't as many skins that came out. Like it wasn't the way it is now. Like
Yeah.
there was like when a leaks happened, it was like 10 skins in like a season. Like I bought everything that came out, so it was just a different time.
Yeah. People would think people think I'm playing, but Series 3. I mean, Series 3 is maybe my favorite set skin wise.
Yeah. Now I'll say this. People think I'm playing, but it's changing a lot. Like
Can you use a refund ticket for fly trap this long? I don't think so. Has to be
yeah,
within
no,
like
if you still got no, if you still got your oh no, not no more. But if you had it back, yeah, it
back
was at a
then.
point in time. Yeah, it was you could use your refund for a pretty
Now,
long amount of time.
yeah, yeah, it's been a.
Do they re-up? I haven't. I use my refunds
They do.
years
Now
ago.
they recycle them every year. So after a
I
year, you
haven't
get
even
three
looked at
more.
it. Yeah, I have nothing. I mean, I'm pretty rigid on what I buy now.
All
So
right, so I said Elite Agent was a good card. Any you want to throw one out there for the
for what
community?
series? For series
Yeah,
3,
or what card do you think's undervalued right now? Personally, what do you think's undervalued?
Siren.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
I
Now
think
I don't
I
like
think.
Siren. I don't wear
Listen,
Siren, but I think I saw
listen.
one for 20
Yeah,
bucks.
Siren is severely underpriced.
Top 10
She
underpriced right there.
she she keeps up with a lot of the top sweat tryhard skins for sure. Raz is a major one. I love the
What
Raz card. Yeah,
underpriced though? What is Raz priced at?
I would say
I think he's
Raz.
accurately priced,
What is he at? Like 60, 80?
or 60 to 100 or something like that. I think that's for Series 3. I think there's so many more you could be getting. I like
But
Raz. I think the
it
card
de-
looks amazing. The card looks amazing. I think it's
but
accurately priced.
but here's the Dylan. I got something for you though. It depends what angle you're looking at. Are you looking
Mhm.
from a storyline angle? Are you looking from a sweat tryhard? Because those are different
All of them.
parallels now. Yeah,
I
like
think he's accurate
well,
because if he didn't have the storyline, like no one
right.
uses him. So I would have brought him. I would say he's overpriced. I think
See,
he's accurately
I
priced.
wouldn't say that because then you could say the same thing is as if like for instance, like if Aura wasn't used as much, then she's overpriced. You get what I mean? But because he
Yeah, I
is a
think if Aura,
yeah,
the reason why Aura is so big is because she's used so much. She has that fan base.
right.
Um,
And the reason why Raz is that is because his storyline important. So that's what gives
yeah,
him
yeah,
his
that's why I
notch
think he's
after.
accurately
Yeah,
priced. I think that storyline
yeah,
presence gets him to the price he's at today.
right.
Um, for a Menace, I'm not a fan. How do you feel about Menace? I don't know what he's
Eh,
going for. I think he might be
yeah,
overpriced.
yeah. I'm not sure on that
I,
one.
I would sell Menace.
Don't
personally.
not investment advice or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm saying I
Um,
would if I had 'em, I would
yeah,
sell 'em.
yeah. Uh, what's up, JJ?
See, Mile High superhero
Mhm.
skins, I got someone who's gonna be mad at me if I say this, but yeah, I think they're undervalued. I'm not buying them because I think it could go either way. There's so many in the Series 3 set. I think the female skins have more possibility of going up, but a full set of superheroes, if
That's
you had
yeah,
that full
that's
set, that would make
yeah.
a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, and I've said this from Series 3 jump. Like if you do the superhero skins, do them in totality. Do them in totality. Try to get them in PSA,
Mhm.
SGC, whatever you want to go with BGS, but superhero skins as a whole, because like if you look at popularity of skins, the superhero skins get a knock because they wear
So
different ones. But
I'm sorry about gosh. Um,
well, I said
the
that. I said that before. So yeah,
No, I
that's
know,
been
but
out there.
all right,
Oh,
so,
yeah, we talked about
Colton,
that.
be careful with those videos because Midas is not the sweatiest skin. So I agree.
Well,
The sweatiest skins being the superheroes, I would argue they're way more sweatier than Midas.
Well, let me help you out. I'll actually counter what what Dylan said. No, do not be careful of those videos. Read the comments.
Oh, there you go.
That's the gold. I'm trying to tell y'all. The
Mhm.
way you properly factor in unbiasedly, look at the comment sections. That will give you everything you need. Like it's one of those situations that if you look up the top storyline skins, all those things, and you go in the comment section, you'll get a lot more information than you desire. But I'll also say when it comes to sweat and tryhard skins, the YouTube of that, they're pretty good. They're
Yeah.
pretty good. It's
But the
some
people
that
who make the
maybe
videos, a lot of them.
no, they be on. I will say this.
Well, the videos, I guess YouTube videos are better. Watch out for the articles.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
articles are pretty bad. But even this, like, Midas is not number one sweatiest skin.
Yeah, because like the reason why I say that and I'll give credit to them is because like even our opinion,
Mhm.
like it definitely could be shuffled, like of what
Mhm.
we so that's why I say I think they do good for the most part. Like my favorite one, I'll just give y'all like Kairo's Kyro. When it comes to Cairo is that guy. Like he does the proper analysis for sweat skins. On storyline skins, he's not the best. But when it comes to sweat and tryhard skins, he knocks it out the park.
Yeah, but superheroes are definitely up there. You would say that superheroes are way sweatier than Midas, correct?
Oh, by and large, it's super. I'll go a little bit farther than that. Superhero skins. If there was
Oh my
one
gosh.
female, one male, it would
It would be
probably the sweatiest because there's so many of them that the numbers get skewed a little bit because of the
but
choices that people have.
if there was only one, I don't think it would have been as popular because you wouldn't be able to change the colors and all that kind of stuff.
No, being able to change the colors and stuff, but people wear it with the mask. That's why I'm saying that. A lot of people wear it now. Some don't, but a
Mhm.
lot of the whole
That's
white and
true.
whole black outfit. If there was one, it might look a lot different.
Like, if they had a superhero with the mask and it was, like, 4 colorways, and then they released the most popular colorway as this card, it would've been it would've
Yeah,
skyrocketed, in my
yeah,
opinion. That would've
yeah,
been, like, top tier. But since there's, like, so many, like you said,
yeah.
it kinda falls short for me. It's kinda like the banner ones from Series
Mhm.
2. I did not
Right.
like those cards, but people
Yeah,
were going after them.
yeah. It's definitely one of those things. Yeah, yeah. That is one of the things. That's one of the things I paid attention to a whole
Mhm.
lot. Like even the aspect of it's like storyline videos that I'm working on, and I'm just like making sure I'm dotting on my I's and crossing on my T's. And I'll go and watch a video and I'll read the comments, and it will counter my opinion. And I just have to sit there for a minute and just make sure that I'm thinking a proper way because the YouTube comments, it gives you a lot of information, especially if you like seeing just social understandings. That's the
Mhm.
place to get it. Yep, 100% warfighter. Like I've always said that this
Not even kinda, they did.
Yeah,
Just about.
that was definitely that turn. Like the original soccer skins were the original sweat skins. That was when that word got coined. Sweat skins was literally from the soccer skins. I mean, you couldn't run into a soccer skin and they weren't dropping 20 bombs. Aiden had a lot to do with that when it came to competitive. He took out Nick Merckx and Tilted. It's a lot of history that goes behind those skins.
That's true, that's true. I mean, you guys make me wanna buy superhero skins, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Um I have some. I don't wear them too much. It's just for me, I think the fact that they're not your skin, unless that's the exact design you use, kind of takes away
Mhm.
from it.
Yeah,
Um,
like a lot of
because
those
it's not,
things.
you know how we talk about like connectability? Like I connect
Mhm,
with Aura because I used her a lot.
mhm,
When it's not your superhero skin, do you
mhm.
still feel that connection? I don't, but I don't wear them super
I
much.
would I would say it's the same. The way I look at it is like, for instance, I don't wear Singularity like that at all.
Hmm.
Like that is not. I wear the drift style without the helmet. But I kind of use it as the representation of it.
Hmm.
Like, so if that's the specific superhero skin I wear, although it may not be the specific style of it, is my representation of it, and that's kind of the way I look at those. That doesn't mean I'm gonna run to get it, but it was like, okay, when I get an opportunity, I'll definitely do that.
Shots fired. He said it's a sweat thing. I wouldn't get it. Shots fired.
That's funny. Yeah,
I'm
that
down to 1v1 anybody but Black Ash out here. It's like I'll 1v1 Black Ash too, just not as super confident.
Yeah, and those is that's but that's what I love about it. It's so many different angles. But yeah, Nick Merckx and Aiden was like, that's when I'm telling y'all, that's when I doubled down. When I seen what happened with that, like,
Hmm.
Nick Merckx is my boy, but seeing his soul be ripped out of him, where he became tilted, he was tilted king, and Aiden comes in there with this straight face, no emotions, and kills him every single game in a competitive match. And it's like everybody's glorifying. It's like, now this is Aiden's Tilted Towers. It's just like being uncrowned in any other sport. It was amazing.
Warfire, you said there's a Star Wand skin, or
Oh,
is
Star One card, I guess he
oh
means.
card is the Star Wand in
Mhm.
Series 3? Okay.
Yeah. I actually thought it was in series two, but I don't look at those too many times.
Yeah,
So
I don't look at those. Now, if they did the Star Wand like they did the pump from Series 1,
that's different.
like if they did the pickaxes like that, like went full into it, then that would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would then I'd be like, yeah, get the Star Wand.
I mean, the candy axe is in there, the Reaper axe, Star Wand. There's a lot of
Hmm.
great pickaxes in there.
Yeah, if they did the
And
Reaper as
yeah,
like an actual card like the pump
yeah,
and shard or hollow,
yeah.
yeah, that
I
I would be down for it. Otherwise, it's just to me, it's like a throwaway card.
For sure. Like, because like, like obviously the weapons is cool, like especially like the OG pump. Like, but the culture of Fortnite now, having those pickaxes as shards and hollows and stuff would have been amazing. Cause I mean, the Minty axe, all of those type of things is next level, man.
So I don't know about you guys, but I've been throwing away some of my lesser cards just because I had too many cards. Um, did anybody see on eBay
That was crazy.
the card number 1 from Series 1 graded sold for over $100? We're talking about the screenshot. It was like, and I think the description was like first Fortnite card. It was card number 1. It was a PSA 10 and 9 sold in like the
Yeah,
$100 range.
yeah, it was like 119 or something like that, right?
That's yeah, 119. That's pretty crazy. Come on, guys. Don't go out there and buy those. You can find those in any pack, just
Mm-hmm.
about, and grade them yourself. That's it.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
PSA that I need to say.
yeah,
I was surprised when I saw that.
yeah. That
I had
was
someone
that was
tell me, they said they told me so, but I still think that was a little extreme. Yeah, people were grading screenshots. People were grading screenshots.
back then. Like, yeah, that was probably. I mean, we can look at the PSA serial number, but I'm pretty sure that was when it was $8 to $10. Everybody laughing. Yeah, that is crazy. It's
It
crazy.
sold. I'm not saying selling. It sold
It's sold.
for over $100, which is
Warfighter,
extreme,
everybody
guys.
do. Everybody, it was too many. Like the
I
screenshots.
do
Oh my
not
god.
recommend buying that card. I don't see you gaining value on that. But hey, collect what you like. I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously, there's people that just came in, but I'm pretty sure a lot of us have those cards still. Like, if you
Hmm.
really like that, it's readily available. I'm pretty sure even if we got rid of a lot of them, you still got a stack of them somewhere.
For 100 and some dollars, I guarantee you could buy enough a Dollar Tree packs to get that card.
Yeah,
Someone listed a Drift Hollow for 25K.
yeah. I don't pay
I did
attention to
not
none
see
of that.
that. I think I have stupidity blocked on my eBay, but that's crazy.
Mitchell said he was. MC said he was watching that.
Which one were you watching? The Drift Hollow, or were you watching the PSA 10? Sorry if one of you guys bought it. I just don't think it was a good buy. Sorry. I'm
One
just saying.
fifty.
I don't think it's a good buy
150.
personally. Now I know you have one of those cards. You can grade them yourself for less than that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really
Like
wanted to
if you
do
really
that,
want that card
yeah,
graded, that's fine.
you
I'm
got
not
stacks
judging
of
you.
them. Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
want the first Fortnite card ever graded, that's fine. It's not worth $100.
yeah.
It's worth the grading price.
What was it? A PSA 10?
There was a 9 that sold for like 80 some, and there was a PSA 10
Yeah,
that sold for like
10 or something.
119.
119. Mm.
Now that's interesting. There are screenshots with Renegade Raider that I'm curious about long term. I mean, it doesn't do the same for me as a collector. I don't know. What about you?
I can see somebody caring about that. It's just not
Yeah.
me.
Now the
I can
only
see, but
thing,
yeah,
if one of those cards turns out to be a super famous, like what if the one of the cards turned out to be Booga's, like Booga's first, like one of his matches back then? I
yeah.
have no idea how to like
Mm-hmm.
prove that, but like what if it was in a video and someone matched it up, one of his old content,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And they
Mm-hmm.
did that. That could make a card skyrocket, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
it's one of those things, like, it could definitely have those moments. I would say, for instance, if my PC card was in there, I would be interested, but I still wouldn't pay, that price. I would grade it myself if that was
Hmm.
the case. Like, if anything like that happened, like if Lux freaking ponytail was
Or
in the
at least
corner
right
somewhere,
now,
bro.
I
All
feel like
right.
$120 is probably the cap long
Right,
term for
right.
that card.
Yeah,
Like,
like yeah.
you just paid like 5 year, 10 years down the road price.
Now, if your collection is just that lit where,
You want
you
every
had
card
that,
as a
yeah.
10.
Now that's different. That's different.
That's
I can
different. That's
Yeah,
different.
like,
I
if you
can't
had
judge you.
yeah, if you're
If
at
you're
that point, yeah,
Yeah, if
that's
you're
pretty
that
crazy.
goated that you have every single card
Yeah.
as a 10 and you need the
Yeah.
screenshots as 10s,
Yeah,
then
that's
just
different.
ignore my advice because you're on a whole nother level.
We can't understand that. That's just different.
But that doesn't account for the 9 then. But
Right.
for the 10,
But
I mean that's pretty crazy.
if you wanted to control the market, take the 9 and the 10 off, take it so it don't drop or something. Yeah, that's crazy. You're just in a different tier, for sure.
Unless he had someone buy it because he has a bunch of these and wants them to
Yeah.
start blowing up. Now,
Right.
A PSA 10 master set of every single card,
That's different.
that's different. Like, what's
That's
that worth?
different. That's different. Like, because,
Can you
like,
put a price on something like that?
no, because to what you're saying, like, who would really
There'd only be
grade those?
one
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be more than one. It definitely wouldn't be.
because the investment alone would be so high.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, anything like people don't realize hollows for Series 1 are rare. They're
Yeah.
rare.
And if you're talking about the NIO packs that we ripped, more than likely a lot of those were PSA 8s. You found a dime a dozen every once in a while.
My Black
Uh
Knight came from there and it was an
yeah.
8.
Yeah. So that is definitely Hollows in Series 1 was nuts. Let's just say that.
It was nuts.
Base cards in Series 1 was nuts.
Epic base and epic legendary in Series 1. I mean,
Yeah.
if we had to talk about like what's undervalued, Series 1 legendary
Yep.
base cards are
Yeah.
undervalued.
Yeah.
Even epic.
Yeah.
Like
Matt,
Heelys probably.
yo, with my
Gold
small
troopers.
collection, because y'all don't want to use PSA and y'all keep talking about everything else, since I'm actually in third place right now after Matt and Rob, and I have literally nothing compared to them when it comes to the PSA set
Oh, you
registry.
talking
But
about the
that's
set
just because,
registry?
yeah, that's just because nobody logs anything. Like, if people
Mhm.
actually used it, I would probably be in, let's say, 120th place, but nobody uses it. So, I'm rocking unless Black Ash start logging his. I'm rocking number 3 right now.
Um, I think you have a bigger collection than I do at this point.
Well,
I
with
think
shards.
besides Aura, right? Like that's my big
Oh
card that I
yeah,
have,
yeah.
and then I've got a lot of Series 3 now. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have that big of a collection anymore.
No, my collection is like, so put it this way. You have collections that's in a museum, and then you have a collection that a friend comes over to see in your house. Like, if you have an art, a
Mhm.
collection, you have close friends come over and they look at your walls. And then if you have a major art collection, they go to a museum to see your collection. Mine's is close friends coming to the house, not a museum.
I would
So
say mine's like Instagram post worthy.
yeah,
Like mine can live on Instagram, my
yeah,
collection.
yeah.
And I can only post like once every month or something like that.
They gotta space it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
But that's gonna
Yeah,
change because I've got a lot of Series 3 shards. So in like 2 years,
yeah,
come and see me because
yeah,
I'm gonna have a glow up, you know?
yeah. I'm very happy with my collection. Got a long ways to go. We in this for the long haul, so it should be interesting.
I hope you get a 9 or 10 for your Lux. I feel
Please,
it. I
yeah.
feel it
I
for
hope.
you.
Yeah, come to the Tim Club with the hollow. But if you're talking about the shark, then that's different.
You want that number one spot, Black
Yeah,
Ash?
that's Matt and Rob right now. That's Matt and Rob. Like, yo, the PSA set registry is so dope, bro. I like card ladders too. I will honestly say that.
I honestly have not looked at it. Like you have.
This
I should look at it.
What, the set registry?
Hmm. I've
Yeah.
looked at it a little bit, but
I haven't added my new shards in there from my PSA submission. I haven't did it in a month and a half or so. So still have to add those.
I mean, it's interesting. It's like a whole nother way to like collect cards.
Mhm. But Dylan, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand people's perspective when it came. PSA has done some unfortunate things or had some
Hmm.
unfortunate situations, but the whole business and like what they build, bro, is like, for instance, they're doing a set competition right now for, I think it's like number one draft picks. I can't remember what it was. It's something like that, but they do stuff like that, and that's dope. Like, to compete with your sets, it's
Do
dope on
you
that.
think that they're going to use that data to affect their grading and their
One
strategy?
1,000%.
So that's
And
why it's
but
another reason I was like, I don't really trust PSA enough
I
personally
but
to
they're
not
gonna
just
get it.
like money
So
grab it.
let me help you out. They bought Card Ladder. If you don't understand, Card Ladder factors in all, they log all of the sales, raw, everything. They already have it. There's
Hmm.
nothing we can do to stop that.
Yeah.
The last time you bought a card, the last time you sold a card, it's already in Card Ladder, which is owned by PSA. So it's already there. So I
Okay.
don't think it's something you should worry about.
Black Ash said BGS over PSA. No, I don't think so.
BGS slabs over PSA slabs. I love
I know
BGS
you love
slabs.
their slabs. I
But
mean, BGS,
yes,
the only thing BGS has over PSA is that they don't upcharge, in my opinion.
mhm, yeah.
Otherwise,
PSA,
BGS like platform is like it's really hard to get
I
cards
think
graded by them.
I think the big three all has their place,
Hmm.
but BGS has slipped to number three.
Yeah, I think it
For
goes
sure.
PSA,
Let
SGC,
me
and
see.
then BGS.
And it's just debatable.
But
It's debatable when
but
it
we
comes to
should
PSA and
say
SGC.
BGS is still really it's still top three.
For sure. For
Really
sure.
solid grading company. And if you get a 10 or a black label, the value shoots up.
And I can see if you were BGS before, you yeah, I mean, it's just getting those higher grades. Like, getting a BGS 10 or a pristine 10 is is a big feat.
Yeah, I mean that's just completely. But like I don't know, like a BGS 9 or a PSA 9.
Well, you're just, I mean, a PSA 9 all day. Like, I guess it would be,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's where it gets weird with
yeah.
BGS. Um, so I mean, you know, I hated that they upcharged me for PSA. I buy PSA slabs. I did send some in instead of SGC, but that's because PSA was half the price.
So I don't, what I said this before, but what I don't know why people aren't factoring in that a pandemic legit did happen. Like,
No,
this
no, no,
wasn't.
no. I'm not
No,
talking about.
I
I'm
know
talking about
you're not.
upcharging. Yeah,
No, I know you're not. But what I'm
I'm
saying
not
is, like,
mad about the time frame.
the reason why I'm saying that is, that upcharge of the pandemic was rough. That sucked. Like, that was
Yeah,
bad. Like, upcharging from something that they couldn't
happened a year
control
ago.
and you couldn't control. That's unfortunate. Um, I would say at this point, the whole the whole industry is a little murky right now. But I personally haven't had any problems with PSA.
I mean, my thing is they upcharged me after they let my cards raise in price over a year. You know what I mean? And then they
But
took advantage of it.
and
But
I'll say
I get it. But
and
we've
I'll
talked
yeah.
about that before. We've talked
Yeah,
about that
and
before.
it's our fault though. We have to realize that it's our fault. When you go to a SEC and you want to cross it to a PSA 10 for the value, when all of us have participated in PSA being like, you know what? this upcharge and taking this risk of your business name is
Well, then
worth it.
upgrade your cost to grade. Don't take my
People
profit.
people are going to be mad either way
I guess.
if they put the price up. It's not gonna
I rather them charge more for the service they're providing than be like, "Oh shit, you about to profit off that? Let me get some." That's all I'm
But
saying.
now if you do that, if you do the price difference, it's gonna be you're gonna have to decipher between the cards you send in even more. You know what I mean? Like, because if you get a
Which
PSA
is
9 when
fine.
you to you,
No,
this is
to
not
everybody,
the
because right now
nope.
the reason why we got backlogged, right, is because people were sending in every single card they have.
Right.
And if a card's not worth grading, it's not worth grading. Don't send everything into PSA just so you can try to
But
get
there
profit out of it.
you said everybody's not thinking like that. Everybody has this. It's a lot of people that have alternative motives with that. They have the way PSA is operating. They're operating on the buying and then collecting, and there a lot of people are looking for the profit side, and so is PSA. In my eyes, it's business is business. Unfortunately, I mean, a lot of people don't like to hear it, but it is what it is.
Well, I sent my cards back into PSA because they were $18 and SGC was at 30. So price
Hmm.
has a lot to do with it too. I don't want
Yeah,
to skip over some of these.
yeah,
Colton said, "What do you think of the Frozen cards?" He's been working towards a master set. I think
yep,
as a collection, it's dope.
yep,
I don't know how. I don't think any of those skins are like majorly used besides maybe the Frozen Red Knight.
yeah.
Um, but I think the collection is super cool. I think it's worth
So,
getting.
so I will add a little something to that. Majorly used, it goes for the top of the cards. I will give credit to us, the collectors.
Hmm.
Then and I feel like if collectors like the card and the market revolves around that, it does have some cred to it. And I think that those as individuals and as a set is major. It's like the
And
first low key subset.
we also talk about like how things can pop.
Hmm.
Right now, we don't have an explanation why they're frozen. They're just frozen,
Hmm.
right? They're cool as
Hmm.
hell, right? But they're just frozen. Even in
Yeah.
game, we don't know why they're frozen. Now,
Hmm.
if it comes out and we figure out why they're frozen and those characters have some kind of like scene, that
Yeah.
might change everything. So I just think it's a cool set to have.
Yeah.
I'm not personally chasing it, but I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Warfighter, we did talk about the shield a little bit. Um, we think that maybe it's the Chaos Agent.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll throw it back up here. This looks like the Chaos Agent Mercury like liquid, so we think
Hmm.
that might be what that is. We talked about it a little bit,
Yeah.
so maybe we can see Midas and Chaos Agent back for season 4. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, Warfighter. That's an unfortunate situation. I mean, everybody has their angle. Like if you know you had a bad situation with PSA and you like SGC and BGS, I see nothing wrong with that. You just grade where you want.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Talk about unique. The frozen Optis are. Oh, it has the snowflakes. I haven't
Yes,
even looked too much.
yes. Mile
I haven't
High.
seen this.
I noticed it first on the hollows. Like it has the snowflakes in the background, and it
Hmm.
it does. I said it a while back that gives those hollows and those opties a little leg up on everything else because it has an extra texture to it. It has an
Hmm.
extra, design element. And it's very light, but when you move that card and you see that hollow and optichrome and it has the snowflakes, that's a game changer to
I
the
don't think a lot of people know
aesthetic.
about that. We should make a reel
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
or a
for
short
sure,
about that if you
for
have
sure.
any.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Maybe the Ice King froze is gonna. Yeah, we don't know. We just got the Ice King back,
Mm-hmm.
so we really have no idea. So if that comes to story, that might be kind of cool. We have to figure out why
Yeah.
we keep getting lava. We have to understand how the looping works,
Yeah.
and how like these new skins are coming to be
Mm-hmm.
before we get that story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into the frozen snowflakes, and I haven't looked
Yeah.
at that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone mentioned it. I
Yeah.
didn't see it, but I haven't been paying attention to the frozen
Because
too much.
you can't see it obviously in the shard, obviously. But when you see the optichrome
So
and the
maybe
hollow,
it's there. You just can't see
it
it.
is. Yeah, you just can't see it. But my goodness, it's a great little small detail that definitely should be noticed.
No, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like the Frozen set. I can't wait for the Flame set. Now, I wish they did a different design in the back.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like those cards are so different. They should do like
That
something like
it
like
deserves.
give it a background like a snow or something like or like a POI or something.
Yeah, that would have looked like a PMG, and I would have been very happy if they would have did that.
Yeah, I mean, if they did the Frozen cards like that, made them different in some
Hmm.
way, um,
Which is
that'd
that
be pretty
small
cool.
detail of the snowflake, but Dylan is saying they could have went like slightly above and beyond with it
Yeah,
and really
exactly.
made
And
it,
like, I don't know why they're not doing that in general with the cards. Like, they
yeah.
could now that we've got like this back view of
Well,
them, like
if
we
we go
step
based,
back.
yeah, if we go based off of what Wayne said, like let's say what Wayne said is true, it seems like it's a little tug and pull going on between Panini and Fortnite. We don't know why. We don't know if that's the case, but if it is the case, I'll be interested to see how that plays out down the road.
So there's a new Renegade Raider in the survey.
Survey. Hmm.
I don't think there's any information whether or not she's going to be in the battle pass or not.
Hmm.
I think we heard that Spider Gwen's going to be in there. I know she Renegade Raider could possibly be in there. We don't know if it's going to be item shop. We don't know what.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think Renegade Raider's going to be in the battle pass personally.
Yeah, I have no idea on that end. If I guess if it is futuristic style or if it's time travel battle pass, which I don't think is gonna be, it may have some feel to that, but I think Renegade Raider is probably gonna be item shop skin.
Lasers have the possibility to be second to Cracked Eyes. It's either lasers or Optichrome, of course, and it might come to pop. And I know that some lasers are really hard to grade in a 10.
Hmm.
I feel like Opticones are easier to grade in a 10, so laser 10s might take them. It really
Yeah.
comes down to what do people like more. So
Hmm.
that there's so many people who like Optichrome more,
Yeah.
then who knows? I feel like we kind of have to wait to see on that.
Yeah. As y'all know, I've been big on lasers since day one, and what
Hmm.
Dylan said is true. A lot of them are hard to grade. A lot of them have issues, or a lot of them with, even if, like, for instance, even if a card gets PSA 10 with being off centered, it's going to be an aesthetic play. Do you want to off center
Hmm.
PSA 10 or do you want the clean PSA 10? So a lot of those things are going to come into play, and it's the first laser, and then you have the original Optichromes in Series 2, so that can come into play. It's a lot of things that can kind of change that aspect of that, but yeah,
Now, I don't see lasers ever taking cracked ice. I
never.
don't think lasers gonna be king.
Mm.
If anything, they're gonna compete for second, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm a big cracked ice
Well,
person. I've been going after cracked ice. I just don't.
okay.
But
Let
you
me
know,
round
I don't know.
let me round this out. I lasers okay,
All right.
both take lasers could be king down the road based off of how they're graded. Like once it comes to a game where there's more graded than raw,
Hmm.
and you kind of see, like you said, the pop reports, the lasers is going to be rough. It's not that the lasers are better than the cracked ice. It will be something like that. The pop is lower, but that
But we also
doesn't.
have to remember it has to be significantly lower because
It
I
it
mean
will be.
because if you think about it, it's like demand has to play a part too. And in my opinion, lasers are in between simplistic and non-simplistic. You know what I mean? Like Optichromes are super clean and simplistic. Cracked ice are not simplistic, but they're super
Well,
cool. And I think lasers is in between that. It's not either way.
yeah,
So
and I think the hobby though, I think the hobby has taken a lot of this approach. That's what I'm saying. Like
mhm,
it's like we can feel however, but what that market says, like, and I noticed soon as I seen when I opened them. Remember when Target first did the lasers? Uh,
mhm.
when I got those 12 and I opened them boxes, I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be different. And I don't know if it's gonna play out this way. Cracked ice will be king in totality. But for Series 3, it could get interesting. I don't think it will happen, but that pop is gonna be a pretty substantial difference.
I mean, the pop is interesting if you just
Yeah.
look at the Midas
Hmm.
comparison. So the pop
Yeah,
is interesting. Um, I don't know. As a collector, I like the shards more.
for sure.
So like it really depends on the market. It's hard to say like what
Yeah.
does the market like the most. And if the
Exactly.
demand is like 10 times for shards, then
Hmm.
lasers won't have a chance.
Because I mean, realistically, when it comes to yeah, Mike said, bro, it's very interesting right now. It was just something like I think a handful of people noticed off rip, like opening the mega boxes, the blaster boxes. What is it? A $15? Is it even if it $10 or $15 difference between the boxes?
$10 difference. I think
10,
blasters are depends where you
50.
buy them.
Yeah,
Depends where you
blaster
buy
like
them.
yeah,
Target was 25 and Walmart's like 30.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
So
blasters are 15.
like the price isn't that major of a gap when it obviously that will play out resale value, but this time I'll be honest, I'm not I do not see a day where that can happen when it comes to strictly series 3. Yeah.
Wow, $20 there. Like I wouldn't pay $20 for a blaster. I don't know.
It's one of those things is very interesting, like because like me personally, the first thing I did was when it came to like the winter aura is the aura that I do wear. So
Hmm.
that was one that I wanted, right? I didn't
Hmm.
go for the cracked ice first. I knew the cracked ice was gonna be higher, but I went for make sure I had 3 lasers first because I'm like, it's aura, it's a laser, it all makes sense.
But you always do that, right? Don't you normally go
What?
for the you go for the cheaper ones first, don't
No,
you?
that was no, I couldn't get an aura at the time. Like
Yeah.
that was me buying aura optichromes was
Hmm.
because I couldn't get a aura cracked ice. You know, this was different. This was more so I literally was very big on the lasers off rip. It just made too much sense to me once I opened them 12 boxes. Soon as I opened
Yeah.
up 12 boxes, any skin that I cared for, I went and made sure I got those lasers.
Megas are 35 there, and yeah, they're over there. Oh, $10 for a fat pack. I mean, that's something we haven't talked about. That like the hollows and Optichrome aren't doing that great, but the packs are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like people like on the third party market, like eBay and stuff. I feel like inflation is not affecting the cards; it's doing the opposite, making them cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But the packs are more
Yeah.
expensive. Like
Yeah.
we've never talked about like megas used to be $20.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, we're kind of lucky that we can get them on eBay for just like almost
Yeah.
retail
Yeah.
because they're expensive now. 35
Yeah.
bucks retail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a big jump. But
Yeah.
the cracked ice cards themselves aren't going up because of that.
Yeah.
So I think that in like a year or two, Series 3 can have a huge jump.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then I mean, I think a lot will play with to what Dylan is saying. I think a lot will the lasers will play a lot into that in the aspect of when we was talking about earlier when it comes to the story of the set. The story of the set is like if you go to eBay right now, look through any given laser, look at the condition, look at the centering on those, and you'll
Mhm.
kind of understand a little bit more. Like it's a real thing, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big point. It's like if they don't sell well, if blasters don't sell well again, they may not do lasers next year.
Hmm.
You know, and so like this is the only time you can get lasers, and there's very few tens. That
Hmm.
price could be pretty hefty.
Yeah, and then it's on the other end. Let's say it does do well, but they properly print the
Mhm.
lasers next year, where they're not all off centered, or 50% of them is off center, and they're properly printed. That can play into it. Where that set was a harder grade, like obviously we know of Series One. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Series One was a hard grade, but Series Two had its issues, but it was printed better than Series One. You know what I mean? So those things can come into play as well, where it's just you really
I wonder why the lasers are so off center. Panini prints lasers.
time.
They've done lasers for
Well,
Don Rest.
you know that happened with the kabooms too. The kabooms had printing issues. So
Yeah.
I think it was that pandemic issues,
Mhm.
rush, printing and everything like that, pick up the speed. Who knows what happened, but it's definitely pretty major.
All right, so we hit 12 o'clock, so we've hit 2 hours. I think we're gonna end it, but
Yeah,
today I want you guys to put in the comment what's your favorite underpriced card. You guys
yeah,
probably aren't because you probably gonna try to hoard them, but I want to
yeah,
see what you guys think is underpriced, and we'll catch you guys next time.
yeah. Have a good one. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We would really appreciate it.
See you guys.